Today's episode is brought to you by Maddox's new book, Fuck Whales, Petty Essays from a Brilliant Mind. Order now at Amazon, Barnes & Noble, or anywhere books are sold.
Welcome to the best debate in the universe. Every debate in the universe, from the best horror game to sex with a ball and chain. With over 2.5 million downloads, I'm your host, Maddox. With me is the Sergeant of Swag, Mikey Bolts.
Hello, Maddox.
Audio engineer. And as always, the Maharaja of Moderation, Rucka Ali.
What up, doe?
Welcome back to the show. Guys, we got a big show today. It's very topical. There's a lot going on in the news that we're going to cover. But I want to have a recap of last week's debate, as we always do. Then we've got some voicemail and some headlines at the tail end of the show. But first, I want to welcome our guest this week. She's an actor and very funny comedian, Erica Rhodes. Erica, welcome to the show.
Hey, thanks for having me.
Of course. We've been talking about this for a long time. Erica,
yeah.
Now we talked about this before the show, but I feel like your career has been blowing up. I see you landing all sorts of big comedy gigs. You see you're appearing on TV shows all the time. You were on At Midnight not too long ago, right?
Yeah, I was. And then now it's canceled.
Now it's canceled. Yeah. This is the kind of host I am. I mentioned canceled shows.
So where else have you seen her lately?
Well, I was hoping that she would fill in the blanks because there was another show. There was another show you did,
good
right?
Good questions.
Yeah.
I had a small part on Veep and
Veep. That's right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
HBO money. That's what I'm about.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Making those mad stacks at HBO.
Yeah. Residuals through the roof.
Mm-hmm.
But no, I'm mostly focusing on stand-up right now.
Yeah.
So yeah, I'm just out every night, pounding the pavement, the LA pavement.
Yeah.
It's a lovely accent. Are you from the Midwest?
In Boston.
Boston? That's kind of Midwest, right?
If you think the East Coast is Midwest, yeah.
Yeah.
And I think so I think Rucka does think the East Coast is the Midwest.
Well, New York.
Do you think
is not
anything
Midwest.
that's not LA is a Midwest?
No, there's New York.
Okay, so New York is the only East Coast.
Yeah, kind of.
What would you say that there's anything worth seeing in Brooklyn, Erica? Have you been to Brooklyn?
Yeah.
Yeah. Is
yeah,
there
there's
anything
stuff.
worth seeing? Like what?
Yeah, there's it's a lot of hipster
Name 20
stuff.
things.
20 things? The Brooklyn Bridge. I'm sure there's an art museum there.
The Brooklyn Bridge.
BAM. There's Shakespeare at the BAM.
Shakespeare.
Yeah, there's good Shakespeare
Who cares?
there.
Shakespeare's in every fucking library.
I mean
on the internet.
live, the theater thing, where they speak out loud, actors.
So look, this is a very verbose way of saying no. There's nothing.
I lived in Brooklyn a lot. I love Brooklyn.
Yeah. Oh, you lived in Brooklyn.
Yeah.
Yeah. A lot of hipster shit.
Yeah,
and then
very
the Brooklyn Bridge.
hipsterville.
Look, I'll give you the Brooklyn Bridge. That is something
thank
worth
you.
seeing because
Yeah.
everyone in Brooklyn goes there every day and they look at it and it fills their hearts with hope that they can leave the island.
Yes. That they can
go
get. They
someplace.
have a way to get out of Brooklyn.
Yes, that's what it is.
Talks
Yeah.
about leaving Brooklyn, won't even leave his mom's basement.
Oh, please. I left my mom's basement,
All
buddy.
right.
It's
You're
cozy
looking
down
at it
there.
right now.
Yeah, it's cozy.
This is a place that's not there. But yeah, people look at the Brooklyn Bridge from Brooklyn in the same way that I looked at I-15 when I lived in Utah. It was like, wow, that's my way out.
Yeah. Who wants to be in Utah?
Nobody.
No.
Oh, and by the way, so I was in a Lyft car last night, driving back. I did a charity stream with the ETC guys, with Ricky and Elliot. They did a charity stream, and we raised about $5,000
Wow.
for this
For what?
children's charity.
Children's charity?
Yeah, it's for
It's a
kids.
little vague,
It's
don't
for
you
the
think?
kids.
For kids to buy
for
meth?
kids, normal kids,
No, not
kids
meth.
with cancer.
Yeah,
Yeah?
like kids, bad kids, kids who are in a bad way.
Okay.
The kids themselves are not
poor
bad.
Kids.
Poor kids. Bad kids.
They're
Yeah.
poor?
Bad
Are they
or-
sick?
They're sick.
Are they sick?
Wait,
They're
you
sick.
gotta choose one.
So they're
I mean,
sick and they do bad things.
No, they're in a
so
bad
they're
way.
in jail.
All
No.
They're-
This guy has no idea what he was raising
Yeah.
money for.
My favorite thing is now every stand-up show is a charity, but
Yeah.
most of them are free. So you're
Right.
like, how are
Right.
you? How is
Oh,
this
yeah.
working?
Right.
Yeah.
They just put it on the flyer. Charity relief for
Awesome.
the last hurricane thing.
Yeah, it's the same
And then 5
economic.
people show up.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's the same economy that makes a lot of comedy clubs go under, which is the show's for free, and we're hoping you'll just pay it through donations, and then people come to support their friends doing open mics a lot of time.
Yeah.
Are you don't do any more open mics? do you?
No,
You're
not
always
really.
booked all the time.
Yeah, I do shows I still do shows in bars and stuff.
Yeah.
like smaller shows, but I think everybody does.
Yeah.
I produce a show too.
You produce a show?
Yeah.
What's the show you
It's
produce?
called the Nightlight Comedy Show, and it's like a variety show, and it's the last Monday of every month at Open Space on Fairfax.
Open Space. If you're in Los Angeles,
if you're in
last
LA.
Monday of every month. So that's the fourth Monday of every month, right?
Yes.
Come check out Erica Rhodes. That'd be super fun. And I've seen your sets before. Super funny.
Oh,
and I'm
thanks.
super proud of following your career. And how did you get involved with Veep? Did you work with Julia Louis-Dreyfus?
Yeah, she
Matt
actually
Walsh?
directed. She gave me a few directions. I only did one day.
No
but
shit.
Yeah.
Now I have a Veep story.
Yeah?
And I want to hear more about this experience of yours. But there's the guy on Veep who I forget his name. He's like a handsome actor. One of the
Is he younger?
he's younger. Eric something or other.
Black hair.
Yeah, black hair.
Not the guy who plays Noah.
I'm not sure. I've never even really seen
Yeah.
the show. I've
Oh,
only seen
really?
this. Yeah.
Parts of it.
I know.
It is funny.
I
It
haven't
is a
even seen a
really.
part of it.
It's a well-written
Everyone
show.
says they love
yeah.
Veep. But here's my Veep story. So I get this box, and it's sent to this guy who used to live here. And I didn't know much about this guy or anything, but I opened it up because the box said it was perishable. I thought, well, whatever the fuck this is, I don't know who lived here, but I'm going to open it and eat it. And I was telling my friend at the time that I got this box, and this guy, I found out he was an actor who was on Veep. And she goes, "What's Veep?" I'm like, "Oh, it's that show with Julia Louis-Dreyfus." So I'm opening it up, and it's a big tin, right? And I open it up, and there's this note on it. It says, "Dear Eric, hope you enjoy the cake. Love, Julia."
Ooh.
And it was an ice cream cake that Julia Louis-Dreyfus sent to my house, meant for this guy.
What?
So I said, "Oh yeah, you know that show that Julia's on? Well, she just sent us a cake, not for us
That's so
actually."
funny.
So I put it in my freezer, thinking maybe I'll track this guy down. And I thought, I have no fucking idea how I'm going to find this guy.
Wait, and you didn't know him or anything?
No, I didn't know him. Never met the guy. Don't know anything
funny.
about him. He's just like a big time actor now on Veep. And so I kept this cake in my freezer for like 6 months. And finally, I thought, this is taking up a ton of space. I don't want it there anymore. I'm either going to eat it or find this guy. And I looked at his IMDb page, and I saw that he was doing the voice on a cartoon with a production company that I was working with. So I sent an email to the CEO of the production company, and I'm like, "Hey man, this sounds super weird, but I got this cake in my freezer. I've been keeping for 6 months. Julia Louis-Dreyfus sent it to me,
Oh my
and
god.
it's for this guy.
That's so funny.
Can you let him know so he can come pick up my cake?" And he did. He actually
He did?
Yeah, he came by, and he told me, he goes, "Yeah, I was feeling kind of bad because everybody on staff on the production was talking about this delicious cake that Julia sent them, and he was like, I'm the only one who didn't get one."
Oh.
Yeah. So
Wait, actually wasn't.
what?
It's Louise Dreyfus.
Luis?
Yeah.
Oh, I'm
And
sure I'm gonna get
actually-
corrections for that.
Wrong to myself. I think he plays Jonah, not Noah.
Jonah.
Jonah.
He's like a handsome dude, black hair,
Tall?
right? Yeah, I think so.
Not black hair though. I don't
black
think.
hair.
I think he just had brown hair.
I don't know.
It could be a different guy. There's
Yeah.
like a lot of people on the show.
Well, anyway, yeah. So that's my experience with Veep inadvertently. I
Yeah.
also know Matt Walsh. He's one
Oh,
of the,
yeah, yeah.
You know him?
I know Matt Walsh.
You
yes.
think he knows you?
Yes, we
Really?
know each other. Yeah.
Okay, I'm not.
Last time
doubting.
I saw him in an Indian restaurant, and he was like, "Hey Maddox, how you doing?"
Yeah?
Yeah.
Wow.
we should
Yeah.
get him on the show.
You know what? I will have him on the
Shoot
show.
him a text.
Sounds like a fucking challenge. I don't know. I don't have his phone number, but he'll come on the show.
Good.
Matt Walsh, he's a solid dude. He's like one of the best comedians, performers, and people I've ever worked with.
Yeah, he's
I
funny.
did improv with Matt Walsh at UCB. He trained me. He did a lot of workshops and things like that.
Wow, he
Yeah.
was a teacher there.
Yeah. He's
That
still,
must have been a
Wow.
long time ago.
no, he's still. This was about 4 years ago.
He started.
3, 4 years?
He
Yeah.
started the.
He was one of the
Yeah,
four that started UCB
Upright
Theater.
Citizens Brigade was
Oh,
a
really?
show.
Yeah.
Legendary.
Wow.
Yeah.
Legendary. And
Right.
former guest, good friend of the show, John Schnepp,
Yeah.
told me he directed the first season.
Yes.
Of Upright Citizen Brigade, which is like
That's cool.
Wow.
that's fucking legend. But then they all made a bunch of money, and yeah, they created that theater and
Right.
the school.
Right.
And I didn't imagine that like Matt Walsh has time to teach a bunch of 40-year-old improvisers how to improvise. What?
Matt Walsh is, by the way, they still teach classes. Ian
Yeah.
Roberts.
No shit. It's a popular school, but I didn't think Matt himself has.
Yeah, the
time.
principals, every one of the principals who founded the theater still teach classes
Really?
sometimes at workshops. Yeah.
Amy
Matt Besser.
Poehler?
Not Amy Poehler.
Matt Besser, I know. Is
Matt
still
Besser does.
hanging out. Well,
I've taken several workshops with him. Matt Walsh and Ian Roberts still teaches. I think Ian teaches the least of all. He only does and they're advanced workshops and advanced studies and things like that.
Yeah, they're probably just like master classes, right?
Yeah, they're master classes.
David Mamet did that. Like I took classes with David Mamet, and we had him a couple times.
So for those who don't know, David Mamet is a big playwright, right?
Yeah, and movie writer.
And movie
screenwriter.
writer. Yeah, he's written a
He's
ton.
a screenwriter.
That's what they teach you in college. If you're going to learn how to write movies, they teach you David Mamet's structure because he's
amazing.
creative.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And he founded an acting school that I went to.
Never met the guy. I don't know him. But I know Matt Walsh. We'll get Matt Walsh on the show.
Yeah, get him.
Yeah, it'd be fun. Anyway, guys, we should move on to the debate from last week. Last week, Erica, we debated what the best horror game of all time was. Do you have any? Have you ever played any horror game? Yeah,
no, I don't play games.
Now,
I'm an adult.
I don't play games. Yo, that was gangster.
Real cool.
I play
cool,
Scrabble.
Erica.
I play Scrabble.
I play
Have
Scrabble.
you heard of it?
Yeah, I can't impede on that. I have heard of Scrabble, Erica, and I'll stomp you at
You heard of
Scrabble.
chess?
Yes, I just learned how to play chess.
What?
I just learned about a month ago.
Great.
I would guess that you would know how to play chess.
Everyone would because
well,
I'm really
let's
smart.
play chess sometime.
Trigger. Is that? Yeah, you seem like you'd be into chess because it involves so much not such a non-focused approach to life.
What are you talking about?
Constantly.
No, you're
figuring
very
out,
strategic.
If this happens, then that happens.
Yeah.
But if that happens, then that happens.
Yeah.
It totally takes you away from focusing on actual concrete reality. It seems I think the last thing you need is to be playing chess right now.
Really?
Yeah.
Because I'm really I
bet you're really good at
I'm
it.
good at it.
Yes.
And the guy who taught me how to play chess, he's really good. And I finally beat him in a game after about a month and a half. And there was another girl I was playing chess against, and she was talking a big fucking game. She's like, I was chess captain in school, and I'm the master at chess. I can play blah blah blah. We played 3 games, beat her on my 3rd game, and I became the chess captain. And I took a picture of it and I sent it to everyone I'm working with on my production. I'm working on an animated show right now.
Oh, congrats!
Yeah, thank you.
People that play too much chess are often not very bright when it comes to actual life skills itself. And people who improvise too much are often incoherent, just completely undisciplined, and often addicted to drugs.
There's a lot of stereotypes going on.
No.
Triggered. Yeah, you just triggered the fuck
not-
out
I'm
of
not
it.
There's a lot of triggering
I'm
going
not usually
on.
like this.
By the way, my dad taught me how to play chess, and I never beat him.
Huh.
The closest I ever got was a tie, which
Yeah.
means you have to get rid of all of the pieces except for the
two
two
kings. Yeah.
Yeah, that's the closest I ever got.
That's pretty good.
So
It's
I
hard to
don't
beat your
know.
master.
Yeah,
Right?
it is very hard to beat
Yeah,
him.
yeah,
I still wish that I could beat him. But.
Right. Well, maybe someday we'll play.
Yeah, we
chess.
can play.
We're gonna have the
But
results
anyway, back
of our
to
chess game. Yeah.
horror games, which I have no clue about.
Okay,
Don't
great.
know
Well,
anything
Rucka
about.
also skirted the issue by bringing in seances.
Oh,
Right, so-
Skirting the issue?
yeah,
well,
that's different, right?
It's a different.
No, it's
fine.
not. It's a
It's not
horror
really a
game.
game,
It's a
that's like
Halloween
life.
game.
It's fine.
I'm guessing I won. That's why you're so bitter about it.
Well, coming in dead last was seances.
Oh, shit.
Do you mean when you say horror game? Do you mean like the Nintendo type?
Yeah, any kind of horror game. Seances, Bloody Mary even counts. So
Clue.
that stupid horse shit that girls like to play. You like
I loved Bloody Mary as a
Called it.
kid. I loved it.
Yeah. Well, anyway,
That was
that
the
garbage
trigger
game
button.
counts. Then 3rd place came in Left 4 Dead. That was Mikey's
Whatever.
choice, right?
Whatever.
Yeah.
It's a scary
Oh my
game.
god, I just really got flashbacks of playing that Bloody
Scary
Mary
game.
game. That was so fun.
Bloody Mary?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Is that what it was called?
Bloody Mary?
Bloody Mary,
Yeah.
where one person's the killer, right?
No.
Nope.
You're thinking of a totally different game.
Well, what happens
It's
to
like
Bloody
live
Mary?
Bloody Mary is where you stand in the bathroom, turn off the lights, and you say Bloody Mary 3 times, and you write red rum or something on the mirror, and she's supposed to appear behind you, right? Some horseshit like that.
I don't know.
That
You're
doesn't
asking
sound
me?
like the game. I feel like I added a component when we played that one person was the killer and you had to guess who the killer was.
No, you're thinking of werewolf or mafia.
Mafia!
Mafia. Yeah, you're thinking of mafia.
Mafia.
These games are all crap. At
I
least with the
loved
seance.
Mafia where you have to, it's like a mystery thing. Remember Clue?
Yeah, I remember Clue.
Ugh.
We did live Clue games. Live Clue games.
Live Clue.
Live Clue.
At least you move around.
Yeah. What were you gonna say about seances?
Oh, at least it's
Yeah.
like a group activity.
Yeah. So is video games. If you guys get friends, all right.
Oh,
Why don't you
yeah.
get some friends?
You mean
Friends online.
virtual?
You get to
Yeah,
call racial
virtual.
slurs online all day.
Oh wow. Well, better than calling yourself racial slurs all day, all alone. Sitting there
Good
calling,
point.
calling yourself a cuck in the bedroom.
If those are your
point.
two choices.
Those are the only two
Those are the only
choices.
two choices
Yeah,
in life.
it's not even racial.
So what
Anyway,
was the fundraiser for again?
kids?
Cuts with diseases.
We raised $5,000.
Let me guess. Xboxes for kids that can't afford them.
No, it wasn't gaming. It
yeah,
wasn't.
it was to
Oh.
get a bunch of kids plugged into their internet to talk shit
Yeah,
to
what a
other
horrible
strangers
thing!
all day.
What a horrible thing to get kids connected and get them to increase their
Yeah.
hand-eye coordination
Yeah.
and have friends.
Paid by Big Nintendo.
Oh yeah, Big Nintendo
Yeah.
did not contribute because we played Secret Hitler. I don't know if you guys
Oh
have
my
heard
God.
of this game. This game.
This for a kids charity.
It's basically the same thing that Erica that game Werewolf that you were playing. So somebody is secretly Hitler, and it's like you draw cards randomly, and you got to figure out who at the table is Hitler. Yeah. So
Wow.
we played that, and we raised $5,000. So
Wow.
anyway, the number one pick for the best horror game from last week was Resident Evil. Yeah, that was my pick.
Wow.
I don't
Brilliant.
know what that is.
Smart
Yeah,
man.
I've never heard of Resident Evil. Can you explain to the
neither.
audience who doesn't know what that is?
Yeah,
Is
well,
that a movie?
No, it
It
is a
is.
movie.
Yeah, I
but
thought it
then
was a
it's
movie.
also a game?
Now
It's
it's
a
a
game.
game.
Nice.
Yeah, it was a game first,
Okay.
and then a movie.
Okay.
And there's like something like 7 of them. What's her name?
You're all going to die down here.
Mila Jovovich is in it, right? Mikey, is that the actress?
I'm not
You don't know?
sure.
You've never seen any
I
Resident
don't
Evil
think
games?
he cares.
Yeah, none of us know anything about it.
Wow, you guys are so cool. You're real fucking cool. I got some voicemails.
Oh shit!
Yeah,
This
they're gonna-
is the highlight. He gets to handpick out voicemails that
Oh.
just roast me alive.
Oh, fine.
He just brings them in here so they can tell me the things he can never say.
that's
Oh,
fine.
bullshit.
Yeah.
Mikey,
True.
what did I say when you first came over today? You walked in and you said, how's the voicemail this week? What did I tell you?
The first 10 that you listened to were gold, and you were excited to listen to the rest.
Yep, and I brought in just the first 10 I listened to.
All right.
All right, but first, I want to play a voicemail who's calling out a caller who called in last week trying to tell a joke. And Erica, as a comedian, you might
Yeah.
appreciate this because this guy called in about 5 or 6 times trying to
Whoa.
tell the same joke and kept fucking it
Oh,
up.
boy.
Listen to this.
Yo, Maddox, I got a call out for that dumbass that couldn't get a stupid joke off. It's how many tickles does it take to make an octopus laugh? It's 10. The joke's not even that hard. You can fucking just read it, write it down, something. No, you don't fuck it up. Come on, man. Learn how to tell a joke. You have to call in like 16 times. Get it right. Damn. Fuck whales.
Yeah, fuck whales.
So why 10? He's got 8.
Yeah, I don't
8
get
months.
it.
10 tickles.
I don't get it.
How many
Oh,
tentacles?
because they're tickling himself? He's tickling himself.
10 tickles.
10 tickles.
Tentacles.
Oh my gosh.
Oh, I overthought
Oh my
that.
gosh.
Wow,
You guys
so funny.
you guys didn't get
I
a
didn't
fucking
get the
children's joke.
word joke.
Hey, write that one down. Use that
Well,
one
it's
in your
because he had
little
an
show.
accent. He's like, tentacles,
Ten-
tentacles,
Hold on.
tentacles.
Is it too late to get this show on Veep? Did they release the episode yet? I'd really think they could use this one.
Yeah, it's a good joke.
It's quality.
Tentacles.
Well, here's another caller. Listen to this. She does the joke right. Here it is.
Okay.
Hey, Maddox, how do you make an octopus laugh? Give it 10 tickles. Ha ha. See, it wasn't that hard. Okay, bye.
Yeah.
That was good.
Yeah,
That's
you're
the
not
joke.
supposed to
Yeah.
laugh
There
at
you
your
go.
own joke, though.
Well, I think that was a sarcastic joke.
Oh.
Sarcastic.
I don't
She
know.
seemed pretty invested in
Yeah.
that laugh.
It
Yeah,
was
I don't know.
very
She kind of
good.
laughed at herself.
Yeah, she was laughing.
Yeah.
When you laugh, you're not supposed to hear the enunciated ha-has.
No?
She said ha-ha.
We all laugh differently.
Well,
I just wish
yeah.
people could just tell the joke without saying, I'm about to tell a joke. Like, just tell the joke. You know?
Erica, if you're just talking, if you're in an elevator and you just start talking and it's a joke, people are going to be like, what the fuck is this crazy person doing? At least that you prep them and say, hey guys, I'm about to tell a joke.
That's when a joke isn't funny enough.
Really?
Yeah.
What if the joke is something where it could be perceived as being blue or possibly racist or offensive, and you're saying, hey guys, I'm about to tell a joke, so my intent is to make you laugh. And if it doesn't, sorry, it just wasn't a funny joke. I'm not actually racist. What if that's the intent, Erica?
You're a coward.
Ooh. I like
to the fences.
Wow.
Comedy is all about being brave and putting something
Wow.
out there and seeing if it gets a laugh, and if it
Interesting.
doesn't,
Boy, are you living in the wrong decade.
Yeah. Yeah, Erica. It's
I know.
2017. You
I'm
can't say
playing
anything anymore.
Scrabble.
Yeah, comedy is about social issues and
Justice.
justice.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And about saying what everyone wants to hear you say.
Mm-hmm.
Yep. You can't offend anybody. Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, here's another voicemail. So we talked about the horror games last week, and we had an omission. We had a one that we forgot to mention, and we got a ton of calls about this. But here's one.
Hey, I'm calling about the video game discussion. Russia seances. Really? You forgot fucking Silent Hill. It's like one of the only video games that actually made a not shitty movie. Maddox, I love you, big fan. Rucka, God, you were just the worst.
Yeah. First and foremost. If anyone needs to use the restroom, this laughter should be done in about 45 minutes. What the fuck is so funny?
I don't know.
He was so genuine.
Oh, yeah. Yeah,
he
well,
really
you know.
meant it.
He like sighed.
Yeah.
He was like,
He was like, Maddox, you're amazing.
Yeah, well, you know.
Marcus, you're the worst.
Guys in their mid-30s, this is very important to many of them, this Silent Hill. I've never played Silent Hill. Sorry, I'm out of touch. Okay, and B, Silent Hill was not a great movie.
I'll give him that. Silent Hill was a piece of shit.
Yeah.
I only saw parts of it.
There you go. That's all you had to see.
I really did. And I only played parts of Part 2.
Yeah.
Part 2 is the best in the series. Here's the thing about the Silent Hill games. And I know, Erica, as a cool girl who doesn't play video games, I'll have to explain the game to you. But it's...
Well, I didn't know that was cool.
Yeah, well, it's not.
No.
But
You don't play video games that much?
I don't ever play video
Dude,
games.
she's a perfect woman. She's funny, smart, from the Midwest. Where'd you find her, dude?
Yeah, well, no video games, so not that perfect, right? The ideal.
That's what he just said was perfect.
Oh,
that
was
right
perfect.
there.
Yeah, he said
you're
that
saying
was
that's
finally.
He's saying that's good. Yeah.
Great. All
Thank
right,
you.
great. She doesn't play video games. Wow, what a perfect person doesn't play video games. But so I'll explain Silent Hill, right? Mikey, you play. You're a gamer.
Yeah.
Mikey, as the sergeant of swag.
I didn't ask for this.
Mikey has been on thin ice, I think, for the last 2-3 episodes.
on probation.
Probation, right? Is it time to reevaluate Mikey Bolts?
Yes.
I think it is.
Is it? Okay.
I'm in the hot seat every fucking day. What do we got for Mikey?
Yeah.
What-
What do you have?
Mikey, well, you know what? Next week, here's what we're going to do. Next week, we're going to put it to the vote on whether or not you deserve a promotion or demotion. All right? We're going to go back to that. We're going to see, because right now he's the sergeant of swag,
Oh.
up from just the swag master.
What happens if he's not anymore? Who do you replace him?
No,
or?
we don't replace him. We just demote him. Give him a different title.
Oh, different title.
Well, Rucka went from
Been through a lot.
the top unit key grip deputy cadet moderator from 2 weeks ago
Uh-huh.
to the superintendent of cum dumpsters.
Yes.
Okay.
That
And
only
then-
Was that
lasted
a
like
demotion
half
or
an hour.
a promotion?
That was a demotion.
Oh,
Demotion.
yeah, it was.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then
Couldn't tell.
in the same episode, he got a promotion
Oh.
to Maharaja of moderation.
Yeah.
Does this affect his pay or
Oh, yeah.
his health insurance?
Totally. Yeah. I'm getting cosmetic surgery with the money I got from that promotion.
Oh,
actually.
wow.
Yeah. He's gonna fix that broken ass.
Oh, shit. Oh, shit.
Where's that? You need a. Oh no, he didn't. Button.
Well, we do need one.
Damn, son, where'd
Yeah,
you
that-
find this?
There you go.
All right. Well, anyway, I was told that horror games don't need to be video games, and since I don't know any video games, I brought in
Right.
an actual game.
That was fine. That was
Sorry, Mr. Caller. That 5 seconds of the episode was not about
What
video
part
games.
of seances is a game?
No, it's not. It's real
Oh.
shit. It's real shit.
Yeah. I mean, I think that's like an actual
Yeah.
like spiritual.
Yeah,
thing.
I know how to do it if you
It's
want
a-
any.
Really?
Yeah, I can show you.
We should do it.
Let's
oh
do
my
it.
gosh.
Maddox.
You guys should do it.
Can you
'cause I
do
know
it
how
during
story,
the day?
I know how the story is.
I don't know what you're talking about. It's just a game. I mean, it's not a game. Have you ever wanted to talk to Kurt Cobain?
Yeah. Yeah, he's cool.
Yeah,
He knows.
Is he
knows
the
how.
only one you can talk to?
He's the only one I've been able to contact, but
Oh,
I've
really?
only done a seance once.
Right.
In all fairness,
And it was successful.
do you do
It
a
was
good?
successful.
Do you
Yeah.
do a really good impression of him? Is that what happens?
No, he the glass
No.
moves.
He's there.
Anyway,
Oh, whoa.
that doesn't matter right
Okay.
now. Let's proceed.
Well, Rucka's going to have a seance with Erica. We'll report
Okay.
back on how that goes.
Yeah.
Mikey, you were going to say something.
I was just gonna say I'm surprised none of us said Slender Man last week.
Oh, Slender Man.
That's a movie, right?
It's a
but
game.
It's so successful.
That's a game?
That it was a real life thing.
I know it's based on a real story where people actually got murdered.
Yeah. Well, yeah, Mikey, you know the lore of Slender Man, right?
So
You know
not
where the origin of it?
What? Where was it?
Like, it was just an internet meme. Someone made it online. It was just like a Reddit meme, like a creepypasta. There's a subreddit where they talk about scary stories and stuff. Someone created Slender Man, and it just went viral and took off. And this person who created it eventually started licensing it for video games, and I think they made like a small documentary or small movie. You know what Slender Man is, Erica? Mm-hmm. Yeah, the
Well, all I know is the story of the children who got influenced by it and murdered each other.
Yeah, now it's come full circle into real life.
And that's what happens when you do fundraisers for kids' video games.
No, Erica.
Kids die.
Those dipshit kids who killed each other only did it because they had nothing else to do. If they were playing video games, they would have been distracted and not killed each other.
Whoa.
Wow.
Yeah.
That's quite a debate.
Think about that. Smart.
Yeah.
Maddox, me.
Brilliance.
You're welcome. Here's another caller. This is from all the way from South Africa.
Oh, shit.
Yeah, you know, the Midwest, Rucka.
Yeah.
Good one.
Yeah, here he is.
Hey, Maddox. It's Voted from South Africa. Firstly, I just want to call and say the story about the guy with the 3-foot penis, yeah, that's in Kenya. It's not South Africa. I'm pretty sure I would have heard about it if it was here. Secondly, we don't have governors here. We use a parliament, not a senate, so it's ministers. And Raka, thank you for your input on my country, and go fuck yourself.
Yeah.
Thank you. Bye.
Well, let me say something nice about your continent. When they heard about the 3-foot penis, all the Africans said, "Well, that's a foot longer than the rest of us have."
Hey, there you go.
Yeah,
I guess.
Are we talking about Subway? Was that like a Subway reference?
No, last week we talked about a news story about this guy, I guess in Kenya, not South Africa, who had a 3-foot penis, and he had a reduction because it was too painful and he couldn't swim.
Yeah.
It was hanging out his trunks. Yeah.
Yeah.
You don't understand, Eric. You don't understand the pain of having a really large penis.
That happens with boobs too.
Yeah.
When when their breasts are too big, it's painful
hurts
too.
their back.
They drag out beneath their shorts?
Yeah, they can't. Well, if they run, it's like it hurts.
Yeah.
They go bobbing up and down.
Yeah,
There's no proper bra.
Yeah.
There's no good bra. They hang down.
No, we debated this 3-4 episodes ago.
This is important to us as well.
Weekly debate.
Okay, yeah.
Mikey suggested
I believe
the debate.
in breast reduction. I mean, I think breast reductions can be a good thing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, we're not quite that radical, but we certainly empathize. We're actually our next charity stream is actually for women with big boobs.
Women with big. That's nice. Yeah.
Big booby charity, and we're still gonna play Secret Hitler.
Yeah. And Silent Hill.
How about that South African accent? That was sexy.
Right?
Yeah.
We had this guest on our show. We've had him twice. We got to bring him back at some point. Mike D. He's from South Africa. And let me tell you, I got so much voicemail, comments, emails from women on the show.
Oh, yeah.
Like,
they love that accent.
You just keep talking forever.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's better than Australian accent for sure.
Not a fan of the Australian accent. Huh?
No, I like them as people, but the accent is better in South Africa.
Oh, shots fired.
Yeah.
Wait till
in my opinion,
Drawling Ozzy hears about this.
Oh, Drawling Ozzy. You're going to hear a voicemail from Drawling Ozzy next week. Yeah, we got an Ozzy listener who I owe a shirt to.
Yeah.
Here's another voicemail. This caller, so Erica, the listeners to the show, very astute, very pedantic, I found. They love to call in and make corrections. And here's a caller making a correction about something I said last week. Here it is.
Down the pike. Coming down the pike. Not pipe, you fucking idiot. Love the show.
Douchebag of the week.
Yeah, douchebag of the week. Oh, sorry, I said down the pipes instead of down the pike. Because that's functionally, metaphorically, completely different, right, shithead? Oh my god, what's Maddox talking about? Did he mean pike or pipe? I don't know. I better fucking check the dictionary and check my almanac and call into the show for a correction.
Well, it is different.
What's the difference? What is a pike?
I don't know what
a
either
pike
of
is
them
like
means.
it's like something that takes. It's like a road or something.
The pike, like the Mass Pike.
Okay.
Yes, like that. Yeah.
All right.
The Midwest.
Something when you say, "Oh, it's coming down the pike," it's like, it's like I picture a sunset in the countryside, and there's a pike.
Coming
and
down the pipe is
it.
like you're throwing something away, like you're like putting something down the pipe.
Wow.
Right.
Crystal clear metaphor.
Shit.
Everybody knows what the fuck a
shit coming
pipe
down
is.
the pipe sounds like shit.
Yeah.
Who wants to picture picture shit.
Not everything that comes down a pipe is shit, idiot. It's water sometimes. It's milk.
Oh, just
But
it's
it's not.
gaseous water. Would you clean water? Would you drink water that came down the pipe?
Yeah, if it was house water.
I do think it's a pretty big misstep.
Pike instead of pipe?
Yeah.
You guys don't even know what the fuck a pike is. Look, for those of you watching on YouTube, and by the way, these are all going on YouTube now.
Yeah.
By show of hands in this room, who knows what a pike is? Everyone's raising their hands, and they're all fucking liars. Nobody fucking knows what a fucking pike is.
It's like a highway.
Yes.
Oh, is that what a pike is?
Yeah.
So you're saying it's a highway. Rucka's saying it's something in the country.
No,
Mikey, what's a
it's
pike?
a
What is
road.
a pike?
It's a road.
A
It's
highway.
Like, it's something
yeah?
people walk down.
Yeah, I thought
No,
it was like a spear, like a javelin.
I thought they drive down.
No.
What is a pike, Mikey?
He's just looking at the sun. And
Nobody knows.
Coming down the pike.
Well, according to my dictionary right here, it's a highly valued northern freshwater fish.
What?
What?
Oh, it is.
No.
It is fish.
That's
Pike
one
is-
definition.
But that's
It's
a
also
noun.
it also says
wait.
it's a broad highway designed for high-speed
Oh.
traffic.
That's what we think.
Yeah. Oh, how many times in your fucking life have you ever said, "Hey, I'm going down the pike over there"? Or,
Yeah,
"Here comes a-"
in Massachusetts, down the pike, the Mass Pike.
Oh, Massachusetts Turnpike. They do have the Turnpike.
Yeah, the
I have heard of
Turnpike.
that, the
Yeah.
Turnpike. But that's not a common expression. Nobody knows what the fuck a pike is. Everyone knows what a pipe is. Everyone. You know what a straw is? A pipe. You drink out of a pipe every fucking day.
You hate straws.
I do. Well, no, I hate bendable
You do?
straws.
I love straws.
The only good kind of straws is the one you hate.
I hate bendable straws. I love
love
straight.
them.
These two bozos right here, the guest and Rucka, are drinking coffee right now, and it's fancy, pretentious coffee.
Yes.
Out of straight straws, not
Yes.
bendable.
But
Let
They
the
didn't
record
offer
state.
me bendable
Yeah,
ones.
I mean,
Yeah,
I
'cause
would have
they're
taken
classy.
one.
They're classy. They're cheap as fuck.
But
enjoy
the
your shitty-
bendables can break, and then in the bendy part.
Yeah, they break all
can.
the time.
All the
Yeah,
time.
so
They're
why do you
garbage.
like the bendy
I hate
ones?
the bendy ones.
Oh, well,
Yeah.
we don't,
He's just a negative person.
We
No,
don't
I'm-
have the bendy.
So what you're saying is you would love to have something like these drinks in here that
Yes.
they have.
You're jealous
There's
of
no
our
argument,
straws.
right?
Yeah, he's jealous.
What does this have to do with the pipe?
Anyway, we have any more voicemail? Or
Yeah,
was that
here's-
last genius the one that wraps it up?
One last voicemail.
All right.
This guy's calling in to call you out, Rucka. Here he
Oh,
is.
boy. Never happens.
I like how Rucka's choice of game was good because it led to him getting kissed, getting with a girl.
Wow.
I don't know what
in
he's...
contrast, all the games you guys chose involved you sitting in the house all day, grinding away and getting sweaty over some fucking video game. Just really makes you think, doesn't it?
First off,
Anyway,
this guy's
love you. Bye.
I don't know which show this guy listened to. I think he was listening to like the Doug Benson report or something and heard a story there. Thought we told it here.
Yeah.
But I do agree with him that when you do things like seances, it gets you out of the house. You meet all types of people and do all kinds of cool shit. Whereas video games get you where?
You should encourage children to be doing real life games where they have to interact with the real world.
Like a seance.
Yeah.
Oh, great.
It's tactile. You touch things.
Yeah.
You see things.
Mhm.
You're experiencing life
Yeah.
instead
Well,
of
these
like,
were-
zombie.
Oh, very nice, Erica. Really good story. Very heartwarming, very touching. But this was a charity for sick kids who are in wheelchairs
Oh,
and
you
bedridden.
finally figured
Yeah.
it out.
Yeah,
What
it's
a
sick kids. That's what it is.
They're
so you're
sick?
telling these sick kids, hey, stop playing
You
video games,
didn't
dumbass.
tell
Get
us-
out of bed and go
You
out and
didn't tell us the sick part.
I
you
said
were,
they're bad
no,
kids.
you're bad.
Yeah,
You
as
didn't
in they're like bad. Like, oh, I got a bad egg.
Oh, so you're saying, oh my God, you're saying they're bad because they're sick?
No, like you know, if you injure your leg, you tell someone, oh, I got a bum leg.
Yeah,
right?
but you don't say you have a bum child.
Oh my God.
Look, some of them aren't that
so
good.
Bad.
Throw them back.
Like I got a bad egg.
Throw them back.
Bad. It's a bad catch. Some kids are sociopaths.
This guy was raising money for kids last night, and now he's saying some of them should be thrown back into the ocean.
Yeah, these are the kids that have been thrown back. I'm raising money for them.
Oh.
To
So
give them
they can
hope.
play video games?
I don't know.
You don't know what the fundraiser was
Yeah.
for.
Whatever. I'm the generous one. You guys didn't do shit
He
for
is.
kids last night. I did something.
He went out, took a lift to go play Who's Hitler. That's what this guy does.
Oh my God.
Yeah, you're welcome, everybody.
Thank you, Maddox.
Thank you for
Make-
saving
Thank
the
you.
world.
Making the
Thank
world
you
a
for
better
thanking
place.
me.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Thank you for being there.
You're welcome. Did something for the kids, and I'm getting all the shit for it. Unbelievable.
Yeah.
All right, we should move on to the debate this week. Joining me again is my Maharaja of moderation. Let's hear his buzzer. And our guest this week, Erica Rhodes. Let's hear yours. And here is mine. If you hear a buzzer from any one of us, that means that we have disagreed with one another. We're pointing out a fallacy or a correction, or we just want to chime in and add something to the conversation. So feel free to use those at any time. But we're going to talk about the debate this week. With so many scandals in the news lately, especially coming from Hollywood, it begs the question, and I know the philosophical difference between begging the question, the philosophical concept, and the actual phrase of begging the question, you shitheads. Don't fucking correct me on that.
Oh, you beat me to it.
Were you about to?
No.
Okay, good. Trust me, we're going to get a voicemail about it. We're going to have predictions on who's going to have the next big Hollywood scandal. This is a big, big topic. It's something that's very topical. But Erica, as our guest this week, I want to start with you. Who do you think is going to have the next big Hollywood scandal? And we should mention that we're just predicting that there may be some kind of scandal, nothing specific. But
we're not alleging anything.
We're not saying.
We're not saying they did anything wrong. We're just
saying that they could be the next one to have a scandal.
Any sort of scandal.
Yeah.
No specific scandal.
No specific scandal.
Just a scandal.
Yes.
In our minds, the way we paint the future, they could definitely be in that seat.
Okay,
in our heads.
Yes.
Right.
Which is not real.
Right.
It's
but
hypothetical.
Could become, very
it's called
hypothetical. Could become real.
So hypothetically, who is going to have?
I'm guessing James Franco.
Oh, James Franco. Wow. Shots fired. Now, James Franco is a very interesting one.
Why?
Because
I think it's kind of obvious.
Obvious, really.
Yeah,
Well,
because he had a whole thing happen on Instagram once.
Yeah.
What
where
happened?
he was associating with a younger female on Instagram.
Interesting.
And got sort of in trouble for that.
Interesting. I didn't know about this.
Yep. If he has a movie coming out, maybe it's to his advantage to get some extra publicity.
Oh, you think that this might be a thing? Because there are a lot of sex scandals in Hollywood that are like a lot of sex tapes and things that are released. And a lot of them, people speculate are for, publicity, like Kim Kardashian.
Yeah.
Which, by the way, have you guys seen Kim Kardashian's sex tape?
No.
It's garbage.
I heard it's boring.
You don't even see her butthole. There's nothing.
You don't see her butthole, huh?
No.
Oh, wow.
I denounce all porn where I don't see their butthole within the first 15 seconds.
Thank you, Mikey.
I don't watch porn at all.
Me neither.
No porn, no video games.
You're sick, Maddox.
Never watch porn.
Wow.
Not on purpose, anyway.
Not on purpose.
Yeah.
So
like
people,
if it's in the background of something like
your
somewhere.
house, your
happens
kitchen.
a lot.
Yeah. If it's like,
Yeah.
But people don't believe me when I tell them. I've never
Yeah,
watched.
it's less hard to believe when it comes from a girl because I know a lot of girls who don't watch
it's
it.
not interesting to me.
Yeah, some girls are into it, some people are into it.
What is interesting to you?
Books. Like this book I just got called Fuck Whales.
Well, I was with you till that, but
Cool.
Books.
I'm gonna fucking next printing of this book.
Yeah.
We're taking your name out of the acknowledgement.
Oh shit.
Yeah,
That's not nice.
Maharaja of moderation. He got that promotion because he read his name in a book. That's all he had to do to read that. Yeah.
Good for
So
you.
Did you say I read the book?
Well, you read the acknowledgments.
Yeah.
I know, God forbid you read anything that
Well,
might
excuse me, the book has only
increase
been
your
out for
intellect.
2 weeks. Sorry, I haven't finished it yet. Jesus Christ. Like, you ever read anything I've written?
True.
If you really loved him, a chapter would have been Fuck Rucka.
Yeah, that would have been a bet. I would read that.
Yeah, you'd read that chapter?
Yeah.
All right. We'll see.
That would have been funny. What
That's
if you
right.
actually did? You should have listed my full position on the show at the time, the top deputy cadet moderator in training, whatever. Like that, you would have gotten more words in, right? Doesn't the publisher want more words?
I always thought that, like, as a kid, because your teachers are always like making you have a word requirement for your book reports and things like that.
Oh yeah.
And then it's kind of the same in publishing. Like you in order to finish a 200-page book, you have to have about 55,000 words around that neighborhood.
Mm-hmm.
And you think that you want to pad it as much as possible with as many words, but it doesn't work that way. You can't get away with that. Editors will cut down everything in your There have been at least, I think, 20, 30 pages maybe of stuff that was cut from, in different drafts, different revisions and things like that. But anyway, you like books. Smart girl, Erica Rhodes.
Yeah.
But back to James Franco.
Yeah.
Let's talk about why you think
also,
so.
I think the name James sort of lends itself to these sort of scandals.
Interesting. What other Jameses are there?
James Toback.
James Who's James?
James Toback is the last guy.
Oh, he's the director.
Yeah, he's the director.
Oh, yeah. Oh, my gosh. If you guys don't know about this James Toback guy,
Yeah.
Look him up.
No, he hit on me in New York.
Did he really?
Yeah.
Holy shit, you're one of the girls?
I'm one of the 5,000 women.
No shit. Let's hear the story.
Really?
Can you
want
talk
to hear
about it? Have you told us yet?
I think I wrote it on Facebook because I don't think I was like I don't feel like I was a victim in it because he didn't do anything, but he was like, super creepy.
A little too aggressive?
Yeah.
A little too creepy.
So what happened was, actually I haven't really told anyone the whole story. I've told a couple people the whole story.
This is a scoop. Let's hear it.
Yeah, this is a real, okay. So it was like a Cinderella moment where I was washing the windows with Windex outside the yoga studio that I worked at in Upper West Side Manhattan.
Mm-hmm.
And he came over and was like, "You've got such a look about you." And I was like 21 and, super naive. And he's like, "I'm a director." And he shows me his card. And, he's like, "I'd love to, talk to you about a film I'm doing. I think you'd be perfect for this role." And I was just a complete sucker. And I went out to dinner with him twice. Both times he went on and on about his sexcapades from like... Robert Downey Jr. to Nev Camp, like every person he's had in his movies, he's like, "Yeah, I had a threesome with this person. I had a blah blah blah," and he went on and on, and yeah, and he's like, I want to do a film about you exploring your sexuality.
Oh my god!
And, and
I
he's
got
like,
the tripod set up in my room.
Yeah, what's it called? Just masturbation? Like what is that?
Yeah, and he told me, he basically was like, and this is confidential. You can't tell anyone about our meetings. So I'm getting texts from my boyfriend at the time being like, "Where are you?" And I was like, "I can't tell you."
Oh, great.
This is, it's very confidential.
That's so creepy. So he made you just like agree to an NDA essentially.
Just to have dinners where he would just say whatever,
Wow.
I think he did most of the talking and I was just kind of like, I got a free meal, got a free meal.
Definitely an LA girl. I got a free meal out of it.
Got a free meal.
Anyway, we're looking forward to that movie. That's
when does that come?
Yeah.
So when does the movie come?
It's confidential.
Yeah. Oh, of course.
Even the movie.
Limited release.
The movie.
Oh, it makes my skin crawl.
I know, it's gross.
Exploring your sexuality.
Yeah.
Like to even have the gall to do. I mean, if he's known for that, if he's a director who's known for that, well, he is now. But if that's the body of his work, where he creates erotic content or things around that nature, and it ahead of time, and you're talking to him. Fine, nothing wrong with that.
Right.
But did you feel like he misled you into thinking there was going to be some potential opportunity?
Oh, yeah, for sure. And he seemed like, he had stuff going on, and I had IMDb'd him, and I was like, oh, he actually has made movies, Huh. And so then my boyfriend sent me, he's like, "No, tell me who you're with." And finally I was like, okay, fine. And I told him, and he sent me like a Gawker article about him that had been out already about how he's a creep and goes around doing this. And I still ignored it. And I was like, this is different, blah, blah. And then he goes, "I want to show you the documentary about me in my hotel room."
Yeah.
And I actually went to his hotel room, sat in a chair watching as far away. He sat in the bed and I was in a chair as far away as possible from him. And we watched his documentary about himself, and he fell completely asleep.
Nice.
And he fell asleep during his own documentary. It was that boring.
And did you?
And I was like,
or
no. I was like, I just left. I was like, what do I do? This is so awkward. And I just left. And then I got really mad, and I ran into him later on the street corner. And I just remember feeling like so angry. And I approached him and I was like, "How dare you take advantage of a young girl like me who thinks you're going to put me in your film?" And I yelled at him on the street corner.
Wow.
And he apologized. He was like, I'm sorry. I'm sorry.
Holy shit.
Yeah, I got him to apologize.
Strong woman.
Yeah.
I mean, a little dumb, but
well,
but strong.
There's a difference between dumb and naive.
Naive
is you don't have the experience yet.
Yeah, and you have hope, and you look on the,
It's got to be tough being a girl,
side.
not to like be a fucking white knight over here, but like when you always think you're being noticed for your talents, and then people they just find you attractive. I would imagine that's Maddox. You probably know all about that as such a handsome lad.
Yeah, it happens.
Yeah, you take advantage of.
I mean, I get taken advantage of all the time.
Yeah.
No, but here's the thing. I've only been put in that kind of position once, where a girl wanted to meet me and to talk about writing, etc. But when we went to lunch or dinner, I think it was a dinner together, we really hit it off. And we went on a couple dates, but we made it very clear that that's what it was. And I wasn't giving her any type of opportunity or anything like that. I made it very clear.
You made clear that what?
That I was not I was not in a hiring position. I was not in a position to give her any opportunity. We were just discussing.
Hold on. She thought you can discover her. You thought you can give her a career?
No, I'm saying that was not the case. So that's when this type of thing becomes improper. Is when you go on a date with someone or girls get invited. I see this happen sometimes when guys invite girls out under the pretense of it being a business thing when they're really interested in them sexually, and it's fucking creepy as shit.
It is.
You gotta cut that shit. Like, be upfront about it. Be forthright. If you're interested in a girl sexually, there's nothing wrong with that.
Right.
Tell them that ahead of time.
Yeah.
But if you're in a position to hire her and you are, she is your potential subordinate.
Let her know you're interested in her sexually.
Yeah.
Okay, that's a bit of a weird thing to
well,
just
you just say, like, would you go on
what Maddox means to say is if you have romantic interest in somebody, ask them out. Don't pretend it's a business thing.
What is it, the fucking 20s?
No, but you said fucking let her know you're interested in her sexually.
Not like that.
Do you want her to sign something too?
No.
All right, listen.
You don't have to be so fucking crass.
What Maddox means, that's my point. You don't need to be crass. What Maddox means to say is also, not only that, don't be creepy, but also if you do like a girl, don't invite her like to collaborate. Don't fucking like a collab is not a date.
Yeah.
A podcast is not a date.
A meeting.
But it can be. Like a date is a date. You know what I'm saying? Just make plans. Like, how hard is that? Like,
that is the problem with LA is everything's so vague and like everybody crosses lines all the time. So it is complicated.
And it's not just LA. It is also just the way that the nature of which that people hang out and hook up these days.
Yeah.
They always call it just that. They say, well, let's hang out.
Yeah.
Yes.
What is a hangout? You hang out with your buddies. We're not banging.
Yeah.
And I noticed that in like high school, like just like everything was like parties, right?
Yeah.
Parties. Everyone gets drunk and then everything, things happen.
Yeah.
As opposed to like making plans one-on-one.
I guess that's why people do like the online thing, because then they know what it is. It's like you're on an app to meet someone romantically.
Yes.
That's
it drops the pretense that you're there for
I don't prefer that way of dating, but maybe that's why people like it.
No, I mean, you're a cool girl, Erica, who doesn't play video games.
I mean, you don't play video games. You're not into porn.
Yeah.
I don't do dating apps.
Don't do dating apps.
Just all around classy
I'm
girl.
Old-fashioned. I'm old-fashioned.
Yeah, she's a class act. All right, Maddox. She's not some ratchet hoe like you're into.
Not funny. Stop laughing. Everybody stop laughing.
Stop laughing.
All right, so James Toback. Tovac or Toback?
Toback.
With a B.
Yeah.
So look this guy up. Here's the thing I want to talk about this guy, all right? When I'd never heard of him before. I looked up his credits, never heard of any of his movies.
A loser.
Yeah, whatever. And so I saw a picture of him when all these articles started circulating about this guy. And he looks like the classic internet feminist. And you know what I'm talking about? The milady. The guy, with the fat dude with like a fedora, and he tips his fedora. He's like, milady. It's like an internet meme.
Oh, really?
Yeah, he looks just like that.
Yeah.
This is it's really funny. You guys got to look this up. But anyway, he's gotten busted now.
Yeah.
Many women have come out and said that, but essentially similar stories to yours, where he'd invite them back.
Same thing.
Yeah, and give them opportunities potentially.
Yeah, and I think a lot of them weren't so lucky to have him fall asleep.
Yeah, it's
like
creepy.
That. Yeah.
Well, but back to James Franco though.
Oh yeah, James. That's what I was saying.
So he's actually had like kind of an allegation on Instagram of a younger girl. Now, how young was this girl?
I think she was underage.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Huh.
That's
so
what
happened exactly? I
don't
a vague
remember
memory of this.
really. I don't remember.
think like he posted a picture of a girl with like scantily clad with maybe I'm mistaking him with someone else, but like she had like his name on her. It was like a fan pic.
Oh yeah.
Or something. Oh no, you know what it was?
What?
I think some girl was like leaving him comments like, "Oh, you're sexy" or something like that, and he was commenting back, not realizing she was 16. Maybe that's what it was.
Oh, so that's not that
That's a little bit
bad.
different. Yeah.
Yeah,
No?
that's not that.
All right.
Well, it's
Well,
not.
you hear that, guys?
but-
You hear that, fellas?
No.
Well, commenting isn't, actually acting on it.
Also, like if he's talking to this girl and then at some point he finds out she's underage, and then he is like, "All right, this is what." Whoops.
Right.
It's a different story than he's actually actively
pursuing
being a
that.
predator.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Maybe I'm wrong. Maybe not him.
Well, here's the thing.
He's next. He's
Well-
He
your
could have a
prediction.
scandal.
You're predicting he will.
could have one, I think.
Okay.
Just any
way
kind
to
of
really
scandal.
sell your
Yeah.
candidate.
Well, now I'm turning on it because I thought that
Okay.
it was a little more controversial, the issue. So,
Well, James Franco, I saw him in a theater one time. So his new movie is coming out.
I saw somebody, I met somebody, we're good friends.
Sorry, I'm so fucking popular
Oh my
and
God.
connected, Rucka.
All right, tell us about your deep relationship with James Franco. Way to stick up for your friend this whole time.
Julia Louis-Dreyfus sent me a fucking
Oh,
cake.
Louis?
She
Now
didn't
it went from Louis to Louis. It's Louise.
say fucking
All right.
tired of the shit.
All right, tell us. You met
Yes.
James Franco.
Yeah.
I'm sure this sticks in his mind every morning when he wakes up. Tell us.
I'm not even gonna tell this story.
Oh, come on.
You want this story?
Yeah.
How
Yeah.
bad do you want it? You got to beg for it.
I don't want it.
I want it. I
Mikey.
want to hear it.
Okay. So anyway, he was doing research for The Disaster Artist. I saw him in the theater for The Room. I believe it may have been the first time he'd seen the movie. And he kind of dressed kind of disheveled to the point where he was just himself in the theater and nobody recognized him except for me. And I pointed out to my friend who was there with me and I was like, "Hey, that's James Franco."
Yeah.
And she goes, "Really?" And I'm like, "Yeah, that's James Franco." And you know which friend we're talking about, Erica. It's a good mutual friend of ours. She turns and looks and she freaks out. She's like, "Oh my God, it is James Franco." I'm like, yeah. Just chill. It's cool. And so we're sitting there. Movie's about to start. Theater goes dim. And all of a sudden, this bright flash goes off. And I'm like, "Oh my God, what are you doing?" I look at her and she's trying to take a picture of him.
Oh, no.
Yeah. And it flashed
Oh,
and
no.
caught his periphery. Now, here's the thing I will say about him. So I don't know him. Never met him. I didn't even say hi to him. I just saw him there.
Yeah.
He did look pretty high.
He says on shows publicly that he's never done
Yeah.
drugs.
Really?
I'm not kidding, which is
Interesting.
He's like the one guy from that whole group, the whole Freaks and Geeks group that's like not a stoner.
Yeah.
Even though he looks high, but
he
he's
looks
like
higher than all of
he's
them.
he just loves being alive.
Huh.
I saw him once in person.
Oh wow, Rucka, you always meet a celebrity. You've always met somebody. You always
Well,
know
your
somebody.
story is a non-story, so I'll tell you my non-story.
Okay, let's hear your non-story.
I was at this. I was at a vegan restaurant.
Oh yeah.
Uh-oh, it's
And-
already bad.
Yes.
And I was on a date, and I look behind me, and I see him sitting at this booth with like a bunch of people, and I'm like, that's James Franco. And like what I really wanted to do was I was hoping, okay, this is going to sound a little suspicious. I was hoping to run into him in the bathroom.
Yeah.
But here's why.
Drop his pants.
Yeah. No, I wanted to be like, hey, dude, hey, man, sorry to bother you. I'm on a first date. Can you walk by the bar and, pretend to recognize me and like you're a big fan of mine?
Oh my gosh, dude, that would have been a
Yeah.
fucking ballsy move.
But anyway,
Yeah.
it's good at that girl, really nice, but she plays video games, and that's not something I
Yeah,
look for in a
see?
woman.
Oh
Yeah.
wow, sorry. So she's so cool.
Yeah.
Yeah.
She may have donated to the children last night.
Well-
While you guys are sitting around making jokes.
What good are donations if the kids end up a bunch of lifeless gamers?
They're not lifeless games. Some of them are bedridden. They don't have a choice. They can't do anything.
Well, you
And
know
video
what they
games give
should be
them an
doing
opportunity.
if to let their imagination loose?
Seances.
Seances.
Seances
Right.
and books.
And
Yes,
books.
have
yeah.
you heard of that?
Yeah, I have heard of books,
Yeah.
Erica. Yeah.
You wrote
written,
one.
Written three.
You wrote
three
three.
books.
You
This is
wrote
my third
three.
book.
Wow.
Yeah, that's right. Fuck whales.
Yeah.
Anyway, good story about James. So James Franco.
Yeah.
Here's the other thing I have heard about James Franco. So that was a misperception. I thought he
Okay.
was a drug guy because I think in
but
his
he's
movies,
not.
you know,
Yeah.
because he
Oh,
had a
wow.
movie.
Hold on. Anthony Hopkins bites people's faces off, right? Because I saw him do it in a
I know,
movie.
shithead, but it seems so believable because his eyes are always kind of puffy and kind of squinty.
Yeah.
So he seems like he's hot, and I get that a lot too. People always say that I look high.
Yeah.
Really?
Yeah, they tell me all the time. I
People
mean, you don't.
say I act high, but I'm not.
You act high.
Yeah.
I'll
Because
agree.
I misplace things and I'm a little bit loopy.
Yeah, there's high Erica.
Yeah. But I can't smoke either. It doesn't sit well with me.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Just all around class act right here.
Don't do anything.
Just stays above the influence, doesn't play video games, does not indulge in pornography.
You're the
reads
James
books.
Franco of females.
You think he reads?
Of females.
I don't think he reads.
Of women. I
He
guess.
says he reads.
James
He
Franco
does?
reads.
The guy's
He's
like a
smart
bookworm.
guy.
Oh, right.
he's
No,
a
he
smart
went
guy.
back to college, right?
Yeah, he's teaching a class at
Oh,
USC.
yeah, okay.
he's
He
like-
is
None of
smart.
those teachers are going
Can
to
I change my
James
answer?
Franco,
I'm going
though.
to change my answer.
Too late.
What?
What would you change it
Yeah,
to?
what hypothetically?
Russell Brand.
Russell Brand.
Yeah.
Is
Wait,
that
which
even
one?
a scandal? Like at this point, like everyone expects him to do something outrageous.
Okay, you're right.
No, I'm sorry, Erica. Disqualified.
You
Mikey
might,
Bolt.
you might win. You might win though.
James Franco. We'll put
Okay,
it up
let's stick with James Franco.
there. Okay. What about you, Mikey?
So mine's going to be a dual breaking news story for John Travolta, actually. I think
John
John Travolta
Travolta
is attached to the next big sex scandal that will be the first sex scandal that will also, he will come out of the closet because it's going to be from a guy, but a guy's going to come out and he's going to say, John Travolta wanted me to yell really loud into his ass.
Okay.
Specific.
Very specific.
That's
yeah.
really
Wow.
specific.
Yeah.
Can I use this moment to say that John Travolta had me yell real loud into his ass?
Oh, shit. He won.
Yeah, well, I guess
There's
is
the
a scandal.
scandal.
No, but here's the thing about John Travolta. He's had multiple scandals regarding Scientology.
Right. Well,
Right.
not only that, but at the masseuse, some male masseuse accused John Travolta of like making an advance on him. So-
Really?
yeah, this was like a thing. It was like 2007, 2008.
2007, 2008. So someone has alleged that he's made like a gay pass at them,
Yes.
right? Interesting. Okay, so there's the Scientology thing, and then you think John Travolta might potentially come out, right?
Well, I think he's gay,
You think
and
he's
I
gay.
think that he should just come out.
There's been a rumor.
I love John Travolta. Hairspray is one of my favorite movies.
Yeah.
Hairspray?
Yeah.
I hate Grease. So
Why do you hate Grease?
Why do I hate Grease?
That's one of my favorite movies growing up. Why do you hate Grease?
Yeah.
Grease?
Yeah, why do you
What's
hate
wrong
Grease?
with Grease? Is it because it's a musical?
Singing. I don't understand the singing. It's so weird. It's so weird that suddenly they just start singing. And
But
by
it's a-
the
well, it's a
songs
musical.
the songs are it's garbage. And its songs are
it?
garbage. And then the movie just ends with them driving off into space. What the fuck is going on in that
awesome.
movie?
They
I'd have
live
to see
together
it
in the
again, but I
sky.
do feel like there's something about the times. Like it was very,
Well, it was made about the 50s.
About the
and it
yeah.
was made in the 70s.
yeah.
Yeah. It was kind of their like love letter to the 50s, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. You got
And
the
it was
Greasers.
showing the sexuality that was happening among
Yes.
teenagers that you couldn't see in movies at the time.
Right. And to them, it was edgy.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
It's very edgy at the time.
Yeah, well, it's
Yeah.
a garbage movie. So Grease is Grease. You liked Grease, though, Mikey said, because you're Greek.
Yeah.
You like Grease
Ooh.
because you're Greek.
But I liked it because it was a good movie.
Yeah.
Wow.
And
Mikey-
'cause
Look
he's
at
Greek.
me, I'm
And 'cause I'm
Sandra
Greek.
D.
Yeah, we're not gonna sing it.
Beauty school dropout.
I can just edit this. All
Whatever. I said John Travolta. That's it. Let's move on to Ruckus.
John
Yeah.
Travolta. No, I do want to touch on something you mentioned though, Mikey. Is that there has been a rumor for a long time that I've heard this from multiple gay friends of mine who have alleged that they think that he's gay. They think that he's in the closet. He could be bisexual. I mean, that's a thing too. But John Travolta, several of my gay friends have suggested that because. Erica, I don't know if you know this,
He's
but
got
we had
several gay friends.
Oh, wow.
Such a hero.
On top of the famous people.
Yeah, he's just an all-around hero. But finish your thought. I don't want you to
Thank
lose
you.
it. All right.
Can you say that I'm a hero a little less sarcastically next time?
Yes,
I'd appreciate that.
I can.
Thank you. So,
Your friends they think John Travolta's gay or bi?
gay friends, yeah.
Okay.
I thought everyone knew he was gay.
He's not, but he's not out yet.
He's not
Yeah,
out
but
yet.
no one has to be out anymore. That's
Well,
like passe.
Kevin
Yeah.
Spacey's out.
Yeah, out of the business.
Oh! Yeah, catch him this Monday night on Fairfax.
Yeah.
Yeah, my nightlight show.
Yeah.
He's opening for Erica now.
Yeah.
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 Anyway,
no,
Mikey, so John Travolta. All right, John Travolta's your pick.
Yeah.
Nothing on the Scientology thing, huh?
No, I think he's fine with that.
Fine with
I think
Scientology?
he's, you know,
No scandals there?
Nope.
Nothing? Everything's cool?
Didn't he grab someone's butt once?
I think that's what I brought
Wasn't
up.
it like Scarlett Johansson? He grabbed her
Oh.
butt during an award show or something like that. He did
Is that
something
Ben Affleck?
inappropriate.
He thought it was Ben
No,
Affleck's
it-
butt. That's why he grabbed it.
You thought it was Ben Affleck. that's what I was thinking of.
Well, it's interesting you mentioned Scarlett Johansson because she's
Yeah.
bisexual, right? She's
Oh, yeah.
She's announced, I think she's famously bisexual.
Yeah.
And now maybe it's possible John Travolta is too. And if he's gay, no big deal, right? Who cares?
Yeah, who cares?
Who cares?
I don't. But
I
I'm
don't.
telling you guys
Yeah.
what I think is the next big scandal.
You know, this will be interesting.
okay.
We'll keep an eye out. And the Scientology thing, now he seems like him and Tom Cruise are both really under the radar now since the Scientology documentaries have started coming out and all the scandals there.
They don't talk about it.
Because John Travolta, the last big scandal I remember of him and Scientology was what's that, Battleship Earth or something? That shitty...
Galactica?
No,
Didn't
he
see
did a
that.
movie that was basically like a Scientology-produced propaganda film. I
Oh.
heard. Like, it was touching on some of the
John
science fiction.
Travolta?
Yeah, John Travolta was in it. Battlefield Earth, isn't it?
Haven't heard
That's
of
the
it.
one? Anyway, he looked like a weird Vulcan in the movie.
Huh.
Something like that. Anyway,
Huh.
yeah.
Cool.
Anyway, Mikey, we'll keep an eye out. That's
Yeah.
Mikey's pick.
Sounds good.
Rucka, who do you got?
Well, it would be too easy to bring in Maddox because it would be such an easy win. People would love to vote that one. But I'll say Bob Saget.
Ooh, Bob Saget.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Interesting. Why Bob Saget?
I mean, he's just a fun-loving dirtball, isn't he?
Yeah.
He's always swearing. He's always joking about sex. You know, you can imagine he hits on girls a lot. You know, they want to meet Danny Tanner, Daddy Tanner. They want to get their kicks. And I can imagine with all this Harvey Weinstein shit happening, every 2 days a new celebrity is getting outed. I imagine he is shivering. He is shaking.
Really?
Yeah.
Well, but have there ever been any rumors or any allegations or anything like that?
I mean, is it even a rumor? Just the guy's such a fucking Hollywood dick.
Well, maybe, but here's the thing. With all these stories, like James Toback, where there's smoke, there's fire. It's not just like one or two girls who are coming out. It's a lot.
All at once.
And that shows that it's pathological, that it's a pattern of abuse.
Yes.
It's a pattern that they are continually doing this thing. I mean, even some of these ones that have come out recently, like Kevin Spacey, so far it's only been the one allegation from like 14 years ago. Maybe there's one other one, I guess.
Why didn't he just deny it? Like, it's so weird that he didn't just say, I didn't do that.
Well,
because unless the kid has a legal battle going on, it's just a quote destroyed him.
Right.
You know?
Well, maybe because it happened and he acknowledged it.
Yeah, but why did he acknowledge it?
Spacey?
Yeah.
Well, he said, I don't remember that happening, but if it did, I'm sorry. Like, he was apparently drunk.
Yeah, he shouldn't have said that,
not an
though.
excuse, though.
I mean, adults should not drink and party with teenagers anyway. This is,
right.
He shouldn't have said, and he should have just said, I don't know what you're talking about.
Well, I think he
publicly, deal with the others, like maybe, privately apologize, but like, the public apology was acknowledging he did it, was like admitting to it.
Right. And that's why, like, some of the comments I'm reading from people are saying, well, what happened to innocent until proven guilty? It's like, well, a lot of these people who are being accused are copping to it, and they're just coming out and apologizing. They're saying,
but
this happened.
That's what was so dumb.
Even George H.W. Bush, which the White House, or I guess his administration, released a statement saying he's in a wheelchair and he has limited mobility, so he puts his hand around there. I don't know. But anyway, the Kevin Spacey thing, I mean, it could also be sometimes when people have done really bad things like that, they want to get caught. And this has just been a relief. Maybe it is something he remembered and it's sitting on his conscience, and now it's finally out in the public, and he's like, all right, well, this is out there.
I think we're at a time when, like, if you're in trouble, you need to put yourself in a certain protected group. So, like, Bruce Jenner kills somebody with a vehicle,
right,
and immediately announces that he's trans.
Oh, that's wait, is it
and
right after that? No, it was
woman.
before that. Bruce Jenner was trans before that, right?
He was wearing a dress and stuff, but
it wasn't Kate. It wasn't.
He
Caitlyn
was still
Jenner?
Bruce. Oh yeah,
but he didn't have to go all the way with it.
He really wanted to clean alibi. So if you sexually assault somebody, you come out as gay, right? That's your shield.
Yeah.
And then if you kill somebody, you come out as trans, and that's your shield. So you got to
I
go all
see.
the way.
You got to go.
You gotta
Okay,
go all the way.
got it.
The worse
got
the
it.
crime, the further you have to
The
go.
further gender change you have to make.
Just like chop
Identity.
it all off. You're innocent.
Awesome.
Yeah. Well.
Great stuff, guys.
Oh boy.
But well.
Bob Saget.
But I don't think it's going to be Bob Saget.
Well, you could be right.
First of all, a lot of these people, I think, are people that have to be more powerful. Like, no one cares about Bob Saget anymore.
Oh, you're naive.
Oh, really?
You're very naive. That's why this town is going to eat you alive.
Still 21.
It already has.
Yeah. Bob Saget is worth $100 million. He's very wealthy.
Yeah.
He's behind America's favorite home videos or funniest.
Oh yeah, I forgot about that.
He still gets that Full House money. His stand up. I mean, he cannot not sell out a stand up show.
That's
All he has to do is get up on stage and go fuck, shit, fuck, suck my dick, Kimmy Gibbler, and everyone laughs hysterically.
Yeah.
Can you just imagine what it's like for him when he sleeps with somebody named Michelle? Like how fucking fucked up that is.
You know what it might be? You know what it might be as a sports figure.
A sports figure, all the time. They're always they're always beating their wives. Sports figures, their scandals
I don't know them, but
their scandals are more violent.
That's
generally.
true.
And we're seeing,
Well, they're on steroids or some shit. They're fucking pumping iron all day. They're super full of testosterone.
Well, now here's why I disagree with Bob Saget as a choice, as a pick. Because if it's going to be any kind of scandal coming from someone like Bob Saget, he doesn't have a squeaky clean image. He's not trying
Right.
to. I thought he did. A long time ago, actually, one of the first articles I wrote on my website, way back in 1997, was an article criticizing Bob Saget and how much I hate him, etc. And then people emailed me a bunch, and they're like, hey, man, he's actually not this like lame comedian you see on TV on Full House and America's Funniest Home Videos.
He's edgy.
He's edgy. And then they sent me some of his clips, and I think he was in a movie where he said he was going to suck someone's dick for crack, and I thought that was so funny.
Half-baked.
Half-baked, right.
He said, I used to suck dick for coke.
That's the one.
You ever suck dick for marijuana?
Oh, boy.
So Bob Saget has no pretenses. He's not one of these like creepy internet feminist dudes who are usually the ones who come out as like, oh, they got some shit.
Well, of course, I could have found the biggest white knight in the world as my choice, but I chose somebody who I think might actually win.
Yeah, I don't think so. I think
I
Bob
don't think he's gonna have.
No.
I don't think. First of all, he doesn't really have any dirt. Like I've never heard any rumors that he's done anything.
Yeah,
Well,
neither
neither
have I.
have I.
And also, I think he's too smart to like come out with a stupid line like "Sorry, I was drunk."
Well,
the
the contest is who's going to have the next scandal.
Yeah, but in order
who's
to
gonna
have
make a statement.
any kind of scandal.
Yeah,
it
but
could be drugs,
in order
could
to
be alcohol.
have this scandal blow up like it did with Kevin Spacey, you have to be dumb and put your foot in your mouth like that.
Kevin Spacey, though, I mean, it sounds
There's
like
been a lot of dirt on him too for a while. Like
Kevin Spacey?
Yeah, he's like a notorious creep.
Really?
I've heard that from other people.
Yeah, there was another person who said in 2008 or something, or 2014. On the set
one of those years.
It was either it was recently enough because I'm trying to remember how far back House of Cards went. It's got to be 2014 because I don't think it was in production 2008.
Yeah.
They said that on the set that he did something inappropriate to somebody on set. So this isn't the first time, and it's one of those things where it's like, okay, we're hearing more and more stuff come out. This is one of those situations where there's
Whereas
smoke,
Bob
there's fire.
Saget, I've never heard.
Yeah,
anything.
I've never heard anything about him.
Well,
so you're wrong. You're fucking wrong.
It's
All
always
right,
the
shitty
upstanding
choice.
member of the community that you never suspect.
All right. Well, I got a real choice here.
Okay.
I got a real
What you got?
Yeah, I got a real one. Now, I don't have my ear too close to the ground in Hollywood.
That's true.
Yeah. I don't really pay attention to much of the
neither do
rumors
I.
and gossip and things like that.
Correct.
Right? Because I just don't care. I fucking hate celebrity news. I hate all that shit.
Mm-hmm.
But this is one, and it's a weird one because I don't even know who this guy is.
Oh.
I hadn't heard of him before until I started hearing whispers at parties
Oh.
about things he'd done.
Oh.
His name is Bryan Singer. You guys know who Bryan Singer is?
Oh, I've heard that name.
You can't bring that in as your choice.
I will because I got
But
news
he's
story.
already had his
Outed?
scandal.
He's already outed?
He's been outed?
Yeah.
What?
This was like years ago, like five or less years ago. Yeah. Or
Since
so.
when?
It
5 years ago?
got out. He was partying with a bunch of underage boys.
Oh, great! There's my whole fucking scandal. Bryan Singer. I win.
Well-
I win.
I love how you
No,
preface
you
the
lose.
entire thing with, "Now I don't really have my ear to the ground." It's
Yeah.
like, yeah, you're 10 years late.
Yeah, you lose because it needs to be the next scandal.
Yeah.
Not
Not the last one.
Guess what? Guess what, bozos?
Mm-hmm.
You're gonna hear new stuff coming out. That's my
That is what
you
happened with
prediction,
James
yes.
Toback. Is James Toback like they already knew he was a creep, and then I was like, let's go revisit that because they're looking for press stories.
Right.
Okay.
Well, same thing with Andy Dick. Andy Dick
Oh,
for years.
yeah, he's
everybody.
notorious.
Yeah. I
Yeah.
have an Andy Dick story.
Everyone does.
I have my own Andy.
What
yeah,
is
everybody.
it?
Everyone does.
The first time I met Andy Dick, it was at a party,
Mhm.
and I shook his hand, and he wouldn't let go, and he pulled me in close,
Whoa.
and I thought he was gonna whisper something in my ear because he was like pulling me close. He's like motioning with his head to come here, come here. So I lean in and put my ear next to his mouth where I thought he was gonna whisper something in my ear. He did not. He went over, he reached around, and he kissed my neck. And then he grabbed my thigh.
Whoa.
And I'm like, okay, all right, buddy. And I backed off. I'm like, okay, nice to meet you.
Awesome.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah. So
Yeah.
that was my Andy Dick
That's-
experience.
I've had
That's-
similar
yeah.
experiences.
He
He's
grabbed
the guy. He gets away with murder.
Yeah.
Andy Dick.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Everyone is like, oh, that's Andy.
At
Right.
UCB Theater in Los Angeles at the ASCAT show on Sundays, the host Matt Besser, sometimes Matt Besser and Walsh, what they'll do is they'll ask the audience just by raise of hands how many people have an Andy Dick story in the audience, and usually about
Wow.
30% of the audience raises their hand.
Wow.
Yeah. Yeah.
Well, it's interesting that he gets away with that.
Well, he's not anymore because of this whole scandal.
Yeah,
that's
it's not
been-
gonna keep. Yeah, it's
Yeah.
not gonna keep happening.
No.
I go to comedy clubs now, and like guys are like, "Hey, hi," they're scared to even like. They're like anti-flirtatious now. You know, it's
but like, why does anyone need to make an allegation against Andy Dick? Like he's not doing anything. So what does he have to lose?
What do you mean he's not doing it?
I mean,
you mean work? No, he's got work. He's working.
Yeah, what's he working on?
He's been consistently working, even though you haven't heard of any.
yeah,
big
he's like
movies
a
or
guest star in
Sure.
everything.
anything. In everything. He's always
See,
booked on
she's
everything.
smart. I told you. We need to get more smart guests.
She
That's
just backed up my
perfect.
answer.
you.
That was my
Yeah,
answer.
but she
Me.
she said
Can
it
you say
better.
thank you, Maddox?
She
Can
said
you
it
say-
better.
I said in a way he could understand.
Yeah.
Great.
Thank you.
Me, Rucka.
You're doing okay. I
Thank
guess.
you.
But
Rucka.
you sure you want Bryan Singer to be your choice?
Yeah, I was gonna say
Well, I don't
Brian-
have anyone fucking
You
else.
don't have anyone else? How about Joey Gladstone?
Who's
How
that?
about
The other guy
David
from
O.
Full House.
Russell?
I
David
don't
O.
know
Russell.
any of these people. I don't know any of these fucking people.
How
You know
about
what?
Woody Allen?
I want to pick.
Woody Allen.
No, I got one. I got
That's
one. I
another-
got my pick. Because
Yes.
no one's brought in a woman yet, and none of them have been hit yet.
Caitlyn?
No, Caitlyn which
Jenner?
Caitlyn Jenner? No, I got one. I got to pick. I got to
Yeah.
pick.
Okay, who?
Roseanne Barr.
Ooh.
Yeah, because Roseanne. I don't know if you guys follow her for a while. Mike, you're shaking your head. No, why?
I don't see it being Roseanne.
No,
You don't
it's
see
not
it's
Roseanne.
Well, here's why it's going to be a scandal coming from Roseanne is because she's kind of gone off her rocker in recent years with her whole 9/11 shit and the Pizzagate shit, and she's gone
Hold on.
really deep into
9/11 shit.
Yeah, but
Are you
Yeah.
confusing her with Rosie O'Donnell?
Oh, Rosie O'Donnell. Yeah, Rosie O'Donnell. But I think isn't Roseanne also a truther?
Probably. Good point.
Roseanne Barr has
Thanks.
been really like open about calling gross men out.
Well, that may be the
Like,
case.
she's
But I'm
been-
saying that it's not going to be a sexual type of scandal. I think
Just
Roseanne.
any sort of scandal.
I think the type of scandal Roseanne's going to have is going to be like Sinead O'Connor or Britney Spears, where she has a complete like breakdown or meltdown, where she is going to come out and do or say something really crazy, or possibly make a threat against
Like
the
Charlie
president.
Sheen type shit?
Charlie Sheen type shit.
Yeah.
that sort of scandal.
No.
Bryan Singer's my choice.
Okay.
So Bryan Singer,
What did he direct
there's
again?
going to be he directed
X-Men.
X-Men. Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah.
X-Men and The Usual Suspects. Interestingly enough, with Kevin
Interesting.
Spacey. Uh-huh.
Whoa.
This is from
They
Mashable.
travel in packs,
Yes.
these men.
Right.
Mm-hmm.
This is from Mashable. It says, following published allegations Sunday night by Star Trek Discovery and Rent actor Anthony Rapp that Kevin Spacey had made a pass at him when he was 14, many on Twitter are openly speculating on the matter of who will be next to fall from Hollywood's good graces. Singer's been sued in the past for sexual misconduct, and each time, Singer has denied all allegations against him of this nature. That hasn't stopped his name from being bandied about on gossip sites for years relating to sexual improprieties. And again, while Singer has always denied these allegations, today's Twitter flare-up is far from the first time his name's been mentioned in the same breath as lurid misconduct. Now, when Kevin Spacey hit the news, like that whole scandal,
Yeah.
his name started trending, Bryan Singer's. And this is why I think it's going to
Oh.
be a scandal, because he's denied these allegations, and I think he's settled them all in the past, kind of like Bill O'Reilly.
Yeah.
Kind of like what's his name, the head of Fox.
Weinstein.
No, the head of Fox who
Murdoch?
Oh.
Murdoch, yeah,
Or
no, not Murdoch. The other head of Fox News.
He's
who
like
had
the
to step
guy
down.
above him or
Yeah,
beneath him?
Beneath him. At Fox News US.
Fat guy.
Yeah, fat guy.
Usually are.
Anyway, the number, he was like the number 1 or number 2 at Fox News.
Mm-hmm.
That guy. So
Bill
all these,
O'Reilly?
Not
No.
Bill O'Reilly has had multiple allegations over the years, and he's settled every single one of them.
Yeah.
Because the guy makes so much money. I mean, I think I read somewhere that one of the settlements reached $30 million. $40 million.
From what I understand.
Whoa.
That's a lot.
That's crazy.
It's a lot of fucking money to
Yeah.
settle on something.
I'm not saying he's innocent, but in all fairness, if you are innocent and you are Bill O'Reilly, you got to throw a lot of money to make it go away.
Yeah, but that's the first time, right? The second
guess,
time, maybe. This is like the 5th girl who's come forward against Bill O'Reilly. And he's
Jeez.
just writing these settlement checks. Because the guy makes them so much money, he can probably afford to.
$40 million?
No, the rumor is he's going back to Fox News because he
mean-
settled these allegations.
Oh.
Potentially.
Wow.
It's not.
Wow.
I don't think he will. But hey, since when have I ever been right about anything?
Correct.
By the way, so let me get this straight. You bring in Bryan Singer.
Yes.
We point out
Yeah.
that he's already been
happened.
He's already happened.
But he denied the allegation.
You're surprised by it, and then you bring in an article about him being accused of this shit.
Yes.
So you knew that it was already.
He's already had scandals happen.
Having been accused is not the same as something actually having happened. He's denied these allegations, but I have heard whispers at Hollywood parties for years that Bryan Singer would throw these lavish parties at his mansions.
Wow.
Very inappropriate.
Type of party where Erica would never be caught.
No, never.
Yeah.
No.
Because I'm
home not
busy
watching porno or playing video games.
Or hanging out with
Scrabble.
naked boys.
Yeah, just playing Scrabble.
Where are those little boys' parents, Maddox?
Yeah.
Yeah.
They need a fundraiser.
They need a fundraiser. Yeah, I don't know, man. Maybe I'll hold the fundraiser for them. You guys can shit on it.
I'm confused. I can't tell what the criteria is for this contest. Is it someone who's already had a scandal?
Exactly.
Or is it someone
I thought it was about like
I brought
someone.
in Bob Saget. There's been no scandal about him. It's just my prediction. You're bringing in someone and citing evidence that he's already had a scandal and saying it's not a scandal.
It's because he hasn't been caught definitively with anything. But I've heard for years at Hollywood parties, and this is a guy I didn't even know.
Hollywood parties.
Yeah.
He fucking hangs out with fucking sketch comedy.
Sorry, I'm so fucking popular.
You're not at Hollywood parties.
John Travolta.
John Travolta
is gonna win. Everyone vote for John Travolta so we can beat Maddox. We can beat this together.
Mine might actually win. James Franco.
Franco. Now, you know what? The more I think about it, if it's just that one time, I haven't heard anything else about Franco, and I have heard everyone who's met him or had an interaction with him has had a decently positive experience. I don't think James Franco is a creep. I don't think he's going to have anything drugged, because that's the one thing I thought you could potentially win with is drugs.
Right.
But he's not doing drugs. So what does James Franco have? He's just like a smart professor.
Well, maybe they'll try to make up a scandal to promote his movie.
Good point.
Yeah.
I don't think he needs it.
Okay.
Everybody's excited about his movies. James Franco was in Spider-Man.
How about Casey Affleck? What happened with his scandal?
Who's that?
Ben Affleck's brother?
What's the scandal, though?
Not shaving his beard?
No, he had a scandal.
Huh.
Yeah. Where before the Oscars, it came out that he was.
Oh, right.
Remember?
I heard something. Yeah.
What did he do? What was
something
the allegation?
Bad.
Yeah,
something bad.
Some nonsense, some bullshit. Everyone's doing bullshit. Guys, cut it out.
I don't know what Casey did.
Stop abusing your power.
Shit.
I mean,
everybody. You know what the problem is?
In general,
people don't know how to get laid. And
and
this
no. I have a totally different theory.
What?
I have a theory that it's once you hit a certain level of power, getting laid is too easy and so boring. So then they have to find ways for it to be more exciting for themselves and to feel in a position of higher power. That's my whole theory about Cosby, is that Cosby got bored by how easy it was to get laid, women just throwing themselves at him, and he's like, I need to do something that's like slightly disturbing to get aroused.
I was with you till you said girls were throwing themselves at Bill Cosby.
Oh yeah, are you kidding me?
He was the biggest guy.
Yeah.
Do you?
Oh please.
Oh my God.
the door.
The biggest celebrity.
Close.
I know. Like just in my
listen. Yeah, you're right.
Just to my immediate left, I know at least one person who would suck his dick. Like this is
That's not me.
Nope, you're to my right.
Yeah,
thank
you.
But here's the thing: like Cosby, at that level of celebrity,
you
will always find somebody willing
it's
to
easy
or
to get
interested
laid.
in.
That's not why. That wasn't the problem.
No,
I don't think that's the problem with these men. I think the problem is it's too easy.
Well, that's what a lot of women's groups sometimes, especially women's groups involved with sexual assault, that sort of thing. They allege that this is not about sex; it's about power.
Yes.
And if that is the case, if it is like a power dynamic or something, you may be onto something.
That's
Erica.
what I
think. It may be that these, and I also have a theory about people who just in general look too good and have too much sex. With men, especially.
Yeah, they're boring.
Well, they're boring. They don't perform. They don't care.
Yeah.
And at some point, I feel like their sexuality becomes a little bit warped, where they are, nothing gets them off anymore. And there was a Vice article I think I mentioned a while back where some guy had a goal to get laid by a different person every single day for a year, and he said that he did it.
Ew, that's gross.
Through a combination of meeting people, hookups, random encounters, and prostitutes.
That's not like an impressive goal to have.
Well, near the end, he said that nothing could make him aroused except for the thought of turning a straight person gay. And
see, that's the challenge part. It's like the challenge gets boring. If there's no challenge, they're bored.
All right, guys. Well, that's the debate. Don't forget to vote on the website, madcastmedia.com. I'm curious to see what you guys think is going to be the next big Hollywood scandal, or who is going to be involved in it. Feel free to leave some comments below. I'm curious to see if there's some picks that we didn't choose. I'm sure there is. Like this Bryan Singer one, I think came out of left field. I'm surprised that nobody really even it hasn't happened yet. It hasn't happened yet.
What hasn't happened?
The Bryan Singer thing.
Oh, okay. I guess it hasn't happened. It's not a scandal.
Well, the Bill O'Reilly thing, would you call that a scandal?
What's the difference?
The difference is nothing. They're similar. That's what I'm saying.
The difference is they both happened?
They're both scandals.
I guess.
There's no difference in.
Well, I'm waiting for there to be. So the Bryan Singer
technically,
thing,
Michael Jackson never had a scandal, right? He was found innocent.
Yeah.
So, yeah, all right. Well,
Yeah.
there you go. Not a scandal. Okay.
I guess, yeah.
All right.
Yeah.
Yeah. O.J. Simpson. Found innocent.
Found guilty multiple times.
Second time, but not the first time. The murder case, he was found innocent. All right, not a scandal whatsoever.
That was a scandal. Anyway, Rucka, do you have a wrap-up for us?
Yeah. On a serious note, Cory, is it Feldman? Which one's alive?
Yeah,
Haim?
Corey Feldman.
Corey Feldman, I saw him in a headline saying that the biggest problem in Hollywood is still pedophilia.
Yeah.
I don't recall giving you the floor. As much as beautiful as your laugh is, you're not allowed to speak right now.
I'm not?
Okay. You're still doing it. Now, quiet.
Uh-oh. I'm not. Okay. Stop. I'll stop.
You're still going, though. That's the thing.
Oh.
You know, when you see the way these people treat women in Hollywood, you can only imagine how children are treated. Thank you.
It's a Rucka wrap-up.
Now you can talk, Erica.
Gosh, that
can't
was
interrupt
hard.
The
It was like
the sacred Rucka wrap-up.
It was like 10 seconds of silence.
Yeah.
Now here's the thing. With every industry, with every segment of society, I think there are going to be creeps. I think there are going to be pedophiles. And I don't think that there's going to be necessarily any more in Hollywood or any more in like the Catholic priesthood.
What?
Because the most pedophilia I see coming out in just day to day is from schools. And almost every fucking week there's another headline about a teacher banging their kids.
Oh, really?
Okay. The Catholic Church doesn't have a bigger pedophilia problem than fucking the Baptist Church in fucking Louisiana.
I mean, you hear more about it coming out of the Catholic
Church.
Church.
It happens more because the priests are not allowed to have sex with women.
But if you look at the statistics, it's about 2%. And by the way, that's about the same average as the rest of society. And teachers, too. Pedophilia is not a norm. It's not something that just, you can just go out and be sexually attracted to kids. We associate it with this criminality, but it's a fucking disorder.
Right.
There's something wrong with these people. Mm-hmm. There's nothing normal about being sexually attracted to kids.
Wow, hold on. It's not normal to be attracted to kids?
No.
Write this down.
You don't have to.
It takes a real hero to stand up and say this is not normal.
Have you read Lolita?
Yeah.
No. But
no,
of course not.
You should read it. It's good. Good book.
I haven't even read it, but I will now that she's recommended it. She reads books.
It's
okay, she doesn't just look at porn all day like some lowlife.
It's about a romantic encounter between an underage girl and an old man.
Sounds like nothing I want to read.
Not enough romance.
Yeah, I don't watch porn, but I read Lolita.
Controversial. Yeah, exactly.
Oh God.
So here's what I wanted to say though. Yeah. I'm curious as to whether or not with sex scandals in the priesthood, sex scandals in Hollywood, if it is more prevalent in these industries for some reason, which some people speculate is the case, or we're just more aware of them because these people are in the spotlight. I think that if you take this 2% figure and just apply it across the board with every different industry, with every different segment of society, I wouldn't be surprised if you found that 2% of CEOs and executives are also pedophiles.
Oh, for sure.
Or 2% of accountants or any industry. These people, I mean, this is something that happens. This is something that,
there aren't any kids really working at the accounting firm.
Yeah, exactly.
They could still be on their time off.
That's true.
Into child porn and that sort of thing. That's what the shooter in Vegas, his brother,
What a family, huh?
Yeah,
what a family.
Yeah.
So their parents must be so proud. I'm sure they're squeaky
dead.
clean as
he
well.
was a criminal.
Was he really?
Yeah, you didn't read that?
Oh, that's right. His dad.
Yeah, their father was a notorious on the most wanted list or something.
Wow.
For
for what?
For robbery or
Yeah,
something.
like some
robbery.
kind of big-time financial fraud or
huge
something.
thing.
So my point is not so much about that these people are more pedophile than the other people, but it's where are pedophiles protected most? And I think the Catholics have a bigger problem with protecting pedophiles because they're more embarrassed about it getting out.
Yeah.
And I think Hollywood, there's such a rigid power structure of like relationships and not wanting to lose work in this town that people are less, just like with the women not telling on Harvey Weinstein, or the men not telling on him when they knew shit was up.
Yeah.
Because people don't want to harm their relationships. So that's places like Hollywood and the Catholic Church. These deviants are more protected than, say, another sector like accounting business.
Damn, son, where'd you find this?
Maddox agrees with me.
I totally agree
I've
with
never seen this in my life.
Wow.
See, only you with your poetry and your poise could bring
God.
together.
Aww.
You're like, you should go to the Middle East and bring them all together. They need it right now.
I should go to podcasts around the world.
Yeah.
And bring co-hosts
Podcasts
together.
in the Middle East.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So Rucka, I believe that's probably pretty on point. That's a good point that you made.
Wow.
There is a lot of protection that goes on with very powerful people, very powerful men, especially if they're making money. So that's why I think that these women who came forward to finally take down Harvey Weinstein got balls of steel.
Yeah.
I mean, it takes some guts to come out against a very powerful man.
I think the first round. I think the third, fourth, fifth round. It's like, now they knew it was safe to come out. Some of them are stepping on first group.
Yes.
I think they're the brave ones.
But it was actually the journalist, the New York Times journalist.
Yeah.
And here's the story, too, that I've heard, is that his own brother, Weinstein's brother, may have tipped off the New York Times to the scandal because they had a falling out recently, and Weinstein's brother told them, and they said, yeah, this is true. And then the New York Times did this investigation, and the police got involved. And now he's supposedly going to be arrested because they found some credible sexual assault allegations against Harvey Weinstein that are still within the statute of limitations.
Ooh.
So that's something that's just breaking, I think, as of a few days ago. So, but it is very ballsy for these women to come out against powerful men.
Mm-hmm.
It's really, because you're jeopardizing everything. Because the first, you have to worry about people believing you. You have to worry about destroying your career and potentially being ostracized and all these other things.
Yeah.
So, but it all goes back to where there's smoke, there's fire. And with a lot of these people, there's a lot of smoke.
Well, also, it took them forever to come out with the article. They tried to do the article years ago.
Against Weinstein?
And it got thwarted. So
powerful men, very protected.
Yeah, they got very and they
Yeah.
were even accusing, I think, Ben Affleck and Matt Damon of killing the story.
Interesting. Wow.
That was one of the.
So that's why I think that you might see a big scandal like this coming out of the CEO and executive world, maybe even Silicon Valley.
Well, there's already stories coming out from the agency world.
Yes,
like
that's true.
agents at APA or other
that guy.
big
There was an agent
companies.
at APA. Yeah, recently got nabbed for being a pedophile.
Yeah.
And he was representing a friend of mine.
Mm.
So he found out, my friend found out even before literally the second the headlines hit, like Deadline Hollywood, whatever. My friend was sending a mutual friend of ours a text saying, "This, holy shit, my agent just got busted for pedophilia."
Wow.
Even before the headlines were going out. Yeah.
Wow.
Crazy shit, man.
Yeah.
Anyway, guys.
I don't think the Rucka wrap-up has ever spawned such a long conversation before.
Yeah. Well,
wow.
It's a good one.
We're just doing so many record-breaking moments here.
Record-breaking show, guys. But now it's time for some quick news headlines from around the web. Guys, this week it was the 60-year anniversary of a pioneering space dog named Laika who went up into space. The first dog that went up into space. You hear about this?
No.
Yeah, the Russians sent this dog up into space.
Of course they did that.
Yeah.
So they did monkeys before, though, right?
I guess.
I don't know if that was before or after.
No, it must have been after because the Russians made it to space before us.
They sent
With the monkeys?
Sent the dog out there. Now, this dog was... no, we'd send the monkeys after.
Oh,
Yeah.
okay. For some reason, I thought they did the monkeys.
No, they sent the dogs.
Chimpanzees.
Chimpanzees.
No.
Anyway, the Russians sent a dog. What kind of dog was it?
Laika. Says the first living...
that kind. Okay.
So
my favorite breed.
Yeah,
I don't know. It looks like a fucking... what's his name? The dog?
Benji?
Shibu.
Okay,
Looks kinda like one of
we'll
those.
never know. So anyway, read your story.
The fuck difference
Yeah,
does it make?
I don't know
dogs
anything
are,
about
dogs are
dogs.
exactly the same. They're
Yeah,
all the
they're
same.
all dogs.
Except for pit bulls.
Yeah.
Vicious.
You like those? Oh,
No. Are you a pit bull fan?
not really a dog person.
So unfortunately, weird Matthew McConaughey, longtime caller of the show, friend of the show,
Oh.
buddy of mine now, recently his dog got attacked by a pit bull. And you keep hearing these pit bull owners trying to defend their dogs and say, no, it's they're kind and soft breeds, and it's just it's the owner, etc. But it's always like a pit bull in the news that's biting a baby's face off.
Oh wow.
Mikey, is Athena a pit bull?
Mm-mm.
Okay.
She's a French bulldog.
French bulldog.
Mikey, he doodles and writes shit down all day. He wrote chimp in space and then an arrow pointing to the words floating poo.
Very good, Mikey.
Thank you. Tune in next week.
Tune in next week. We'll post a picture. Anyway, guys, this dog, 60-year anniversary this week of the dog that went into space, I guess. I don't know why this is fucking news. But it says here, and I looked it up. So this was like kind of a celebrated thing that happened. They sent this dog into space, and everyone's like, oh, it's so great, right? Well, I looked on BBC, and it said here that the dog Laika, the first living creature to orbit Earth, did not live nearly as long as Soviet officials led the world to believe. The animal, launched on a one-way trip aboard Sputnik 2 on November 1957, was said to have died painlessly in orbit about a week after blastoff. So the fucking dog died in space. And they said now it has been revealed that she died from overheating and panic just a few hours after the mission started.
And they pretended that she lived way past it?
Wow.
So they just launched a dog corpse into space.
Yikes.
Wow.
Yeah.
Sad.
The first dog corpse.
I don't think it's technically a corpse until it decays.
Really? I think
Yeah.
it's a corpse the second you stop breathing. In fact, you stop breathing for 5 seconds, you're a corpse.
Really?
That's right.
Wow.
Do you know I read an article that said that you're still conscious like 30 seconds after you die, so
Yes.
you know you're dead?
Well, there was that story that came
Isn't
out
that
from
crazy?
the Renaissance era where the guy they were doing so many beheadings. There was some guy who was kind of like scientifically minded, and he thought, well, I'm going to die anyway. We might as well do one last experiment. And he told his friend to stand next to him as he gets decapitated, and he said he's going to try to blink as many times as possible.
Oh my God.
Yeah.
Oh my God.
So they decapitated him, and he was blinking up to like 15 times after. Yeah.
Wow. And
that was just like for fun?
No, because he was dying anyway, Erica. He was trying to do
But
one
why
last
would you get decapitated on purpose?
He wasn't.
Well,
he
was beheaded.
He was beheaded. He was convicted of a crime of.
Oh.
Yeah,
the good
yeah,
old
yeah.
days.
Yeah.
Got it. I thought that he was dying, and then he's like, I know what would be fun.
Well, that is what he
to
said.
get beheaded.
Oh.
You know what I mean? Like,
I
I
see.
thought he was already dying.
He was already getting executed.
He was getting
Okay, got
executed.
it. Okay,
Yeah.
thank you.
Anyway, this
Okay.
story
Anyway.
is, there's no proof of it happening whatsoever. Somebody made it up at some point, and we're still talking about
The
it.
Renaissance story?
Yes, the Renaissance never happened. I don't believe it. Of course it happened. I'm saying, yeah, the guy.
No, but the guy.
Yeah, the guy blinking.
Is that an urban legend?
I guess you'd call it that.
Sounds like an urban legend.
No, but Erica, you're just going back on what you
She
just
agrees
said.
with me because I'm more compelling than yourself.
I wish she would just
You
agree
know,
with herself.
Most of our female guests, they gravitate towards Maddox because of his good looks.
Yeah.
But Erica, she's attracted to intelligence.
That's true. I'm a, what do you call it? It's
Don't
sapiosexual.
say-
You don't like the word?
Nope.
What?
Sapiosexual.
Ooh.
I think that's what John Travolta is.
I actually don't like the word either.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No.
But I used it anyway.
Yeah.
Mm.
Anyway, but there was a recent study that just came out that said that up to 30 seconds to a minute afterwards, you're conscious, your brain can
No,
still
that
function.
I believe. I just don't believe
Yeah.
the story about the guy being like, I'm going to blink 15 times.
Well, look, if you guys are going to get executed and beheaded by a guillotine.
Yeah, all of our Saudi listeners, listen up. But how do they know that people are conscious like 15 minutes or?
Because they can test. They have EKGs.
And people that almost die, like have near death experiences where it's like the heart monitor's dead, like they're gone, and then they come back to life.
Right.
They bring them back to life.
Yeah, just because the heart stops beating, they can still detect and read brain activity.
Right. Yeah.
This is
Well, I think it's like the heart is shutting off and it's spreading throughout the body that's shut off. So in that 30 seconds, it's like slowly like, hey guys, we're shutting down.
Well,
it's
a little.
No, but
yell into your limbs.
and they say people can hear the doctor being like, they're dead.
Yeah.
Ooh, that's how would they
it's
know
creepy.
that though?
Because they come back sometimes.
Yeah.
Now, here's the thing.
They weren't actually dead.
Right. But
well, they
people have
were
been
dead
announced
though,
to
like
be dead,
according
yeah.
to the
Yeah,
to the
according to
heart
the heart.
monitor. Yeah.
You don't need a heart or a heartbeat to live. All you need is brain is oxygen being pumped to your brain. If your brain has sustenance, if your brain is being taken care of, you're going to be fine. You don't necessarily need
a heart
to live. Yeah.
Well, you learned that a long time ago, Maddox.
I was hoping someone would
funny.
jump on that
Shitty joke.
Yeah. Low hanging.
It was an opportunity.
Yeah.
Yeah. Low hanging nutsack.
Anyway.
Did we only get to one story so far?
Yeah, here's another story. You guys like this one?
Yeah, I bet.
Alt-right white supremacists claim Papa John's is their new official pizza.
Yeah.
Hey.
Oh, shit.
Did Papa John's agree with that?
On the down low.
Yeah.
Yeah. They want that alt-right dollar.
Yeah.
Neo-Nazis and white supremacists have always been distasteful, but now it turns out that their taste in pizza is terrible too.
Is that in the
That's
article?
what it says, yeah.
Dude, fuck you. What do they like? Fucking Domino's?
Yeah, fucking Domino's, because everyone likes Domino's.
Okay, hold on. What's your favorite pizza place?
Fast food.
Yeah, I don't like fast food pizza.
Oh my gosh. You
well,
have
hold
to,
on. Let's say
Don't
you're confuse her. I asked her a question. What's your favorite pizza place?
Uno's count, or is that just Boston? Uno's?
Well, it's got to be a national chain that we've all ate.
Pizza Hut?
Yeah.
Pizza Hut.
Okay.
Pizza.
There you go.
Okay, there
Pizza
you go.
Hut.
A woman of taste.
Great.
Classy.
Yeah.
They have thicker crust, I think.
Yeah. It's
She
fine.
likes-
It's fine.
Yeah, it's not Domino's.
Yes,
Yeah, not
Domino's.
Domino's.
Okay, Erica.
No.
Have you tried it since their
Yeah.
new robust
It's been 10 years now, and
tomato
it still
sauce?
sucks. Nobody
No,
likes
it doesn't.
it.
No, it doesn't. Rucka is as pretentious with pizza as he is coffee. Unbelievable. And straws.
As am I.
Yeah, it's called having taste. Say
Yes,
thank you. See,
thank
she
you.
like
Yeah.
we like our pizza with some girth. I'm sorry.
Yeah.
I'll give you some girth.
Yeah. All right. Anyway, so what happened
like
now?
that sound
Somebody
effect.
somebody memed Papa John's, and now
No.
this is news headline. What happened?
I think I know why this article goes on, but it says here, the white supremacist website The Daily Stormer announced Thursday that Papa John's Pizza is now the official pie of the alt-right, posting a picture of the pizza with a swastika fashioned from pepperoni slices, and the caption reads, Papa John, official pizza of the alt-right, and I have a picture here of the pizza with the pepperoni on it.
See, that's
and-
why I don't eat meat.
Yeah, because sometimes
Because
people might fashion
sometimes
a
they'll put the
swastika.
pepperonis into a swastika.
Well, this isn't a common occurrence.
Are you a vegetarian?
I'm a I eat fish.
Pescatarian?
Yeah.
Presbyterian?
Yeah,
I'm posting this on YouTube. For those of you watching on YouTube, you can see.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Make sure you show this, everyone.
Yeah.
Listen,
right.
I love how much power the Daily Stormer has. They announced that Papa John's is their favorite chain, and then this is news headlines.
Well, so I'll tell you why. It's because recently the guy Papa John, what's his name?
Schneer.
Schneer, is that the guy? The bozo. He criticized the NFL, and he blamed the NFL for a drop in sales because he said that their ratings are down this year because of the whole take a knee scandal and that sort of thing. And so he's blaming it on them, and he's saying that the NFL should handle it better and they should kick them off the field. He's been notoriously kind of on the right wing end of the spectrum.
How dare he have an opinion?
Well,
so
it's
now,
fine. It's fine.
the Daily Stormer tweets out this retarded picture, and now now it's his fault. Now he's alt-right.
Straw man argument.
That was good.
Straw man argument. No one's saying that.
Nobody?
No.
Okay.
I'm not.
It's
No one here is saying
the
it.
headline you brought in is that Papa John's is the new alt-right pizza chain?
That's because they fucking announced it, Rucka. The Daily Stormer's not saying, hey, Madcast Media is our new official podcast.
The only reason I know what happens on the Daily Stormer is because hack journalists, without mentioning any names, take these headlines and run with them.
Yeah.
Who fucking cares what Daily Stormer posts on their own shitty website?
I don't know, man. You seem real triggered about this story.
Yeah, because Papa John's is not only do they make the best pizza out there.
suck.
I worked at Papa John's for years.
Veto. Papa John's
Do you know
sucks.
who the owners were that I worked for?
Yeah, Illich.
No, that's Little Caesars, you ignorant fuck. That's Mike Illich.
Oh, sorry.
Rest his soul.
I forget which fucking dead-end job you had in high school.
Oh, excuse me.
Yeah.
Excuse me for working my way up.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Well, you are
All
here,
right.
so you did work your way up.
Just wait till Daily Stormer announces their new favorite podcast.
I just said that, and it's going to be, I'm sure they'll fuck with me and make it Madcast Media.
Congratulations.
Yeah.
Looking forward to that headline.
Yeah.
Next week, you bring in this headline. You're like, wait, what happened? The Daily Stormer said what? Fuck!
Yeah, but you know, if the Daily Stormer did do that, did announce that this was their new favorite pod, I would immediately rebuke them. I would come out and I'd make a statement. I'd say, no thanks. Thanks for your endorsement, but no thanks. Don't need it.
So Papa John supports the Daily Stormer? Is that what you're implying?
No. Again,
What does that mean? The whistling.
So that means someone has made a straw man argument, which is they're attacking an argument that nobody has said.
But only implied.
But only implied.
That's
exactly,
a good
yeah.
one.
And it's from The Wizard of Oz, the straw man.
It's a good one, yeah.
The scarecrow.
Straw
The
man, because I
scarecrow,
keep hearing you say strong man.
Oh,
So
straw
I keep
man,
thinking
yeah.
you're
Yeah.
saying he's making a strong argument.
He is.
No, it's shit.
I am.
It's a shit argument.
That's what I hear.
Yeah.
Not straw man.
Anyway,
Strong man.
As someone who has both worked for Papa John as well as for Subway,
Scrubways, you like to call
Scrubway,
it.
it's always sad to see former mascots of companies I represented getting in a lot of trouble.
Well, Erica, thank you for joining us.
Oh, thanks. That was sudden.
Is there anything you'd like to plug before we go?
Just my show I produced.
Just so you produce the show.
Yeah, the last Monday of every month at Open Space.
The last Monday of every month at Open Space in Los Angeles, in Hollywood, on Open Space. Or it's West
at
Hollywood,
Open Space.
essentially.
Yeah,
At
it's
Open
called
Space,
the Nightlight Comedy Show.
Nightlight,
yeah.
Nightlight. That's it for this show. Erica Rhodes, thank you so much for joining us.
Thanks so much for having me. This was fun.
Thank you to Mikey Bolts.
Thanks, Maddox.
Sergeant of Swag. Thank you to my Maharaja of Moderation, Rocka Rocka.
Maharaja.
But most of all, you're welcome.
I once saw a porn where a guy didn't have any balls and it was just like an empty sack. It was super fucking weird. I couldn't get over how weird the fact that like there was nothing in there. And now every time I'm playing with my own balls, I think back to that porn and wonder how that guy's life is nowadays. So, yeah, fuck you, Rucka.
Yeah.
Hey there. Don't forget to subscribe to Madcast shows on iTunes, Stitcher, or your favorite podcast app. Okay, bye. Madcast Media Network.